Welcome, everyone. Make your next 100K faster as a physician coach. I'm Dr. Christina Arnold. And as you just heard, Ashley is in the chat. She's my amazing VA, and she's going to be managing the Q&A box for me until we open up the Q&A at the very end. So she will be there to answer any questions along the way. If you're new to me, or even if you're not, I want to start off with a little introduction to me is that there's just no two ways about it. I am on a mission to retire as many women physicians from medicine as possible. Not because you have to leave medicine, but because choice changes everything. You can stay in medicine because you leave it, love it, or you leave because you don't, and you don't take a pay cut. You just show up in the world differently. Going to the hospital Monday morning doesn't feel as heavy when you know I'm here because I love this job and I can leave any moment I choose. Your boss treats you differently. The hospital feels differently. You love your job more because you're able to focus on the parts that you love, say no to the parts that you don't, and not have to worry about being fired or in trouble or written up. Life is so much different when your career is a choice, not a trap. And that's exactly what this masterclass is designed to do, is to give you choices, options. Stay in medicine because you love it, leave it because you don't, no pay cut either way. It's what I did, it's what I teach my clients to do, and that's what I'm teaching you to do today. So let's get started. So this masterclass is for you if you want to stay in medicine. You never maybe want to ever be a coach. What you want is top pay, a better schedule, to be prioritized, valued, and respected. Of course you do. Physician coaching skills help you coach your chair, get along better with your colleagues, resolve conflict down to 0% of your mental space. Two, the second profile of client who's here is you might be just saying, I want to make $100,000 this year without one more RVU, without one more urgent care shift. I've got you too. And the third client profile here is someone who's just ready. They have done medicine, they have done it well. They could theoretically do it forever, but they don't want to. They feel called to something else. You're not looking for a side hustle, you're looking for an exit escape plan for medicine. I've got you too. And you can leave without leaving your financial security. That's what you're going to get today. So I'm Christina Arnold. In 2020, I hired my first coach. It was a burnout coach. And the next year, I got certified as an expert coach. The first year I was a coach, I was full-time in medicine, which you all know what that means. That is like 1.5 FTE, right? I only had 1 hour a week to get started in coaching. It's all I needed. By the end of my first year as a physician coach, I'd made over $100,000, even though it was full-time medicine. Second year, I matched my clinical salary. Third year, I made more than my doctor's salary. I still only coach 1 hour a day. I first use all these coaching skills to fix my relationship with my chair. Moody chair. Always threatening to fire people, threatening to fire me. I use my coaching skills to establish a really safe and nourishing and amazing relationship with someone who I could not figure out for the life of me before coaching. I had the perfect job where I would have no call, 2 weeks of service, a month, leadership, funding, a great relationship with her because I knew how to coach my chair into helping me craft a career that made sense for the both of us. I loved my job. I stayed in medicine because I loved it through physician coaching. And then one day she sent me this email that I remember when I got it, I was like, she is not paying me enough to do what she wants me to. It felt unethical as well. So I just wrote her a very gracious letter back that said, I'm pending my resignation. I'm going to, gave her 120 days. I gave her a advanced notice. I left on good terms. I retired from medicine at 45 because it was just a pay cut to stay at that point. I still only coach 1 hour a day. My coaching business has been debt-free and profitable every year I've run it for the past 5 years. I always keep $100,000 in cash in my coaching business. And whatever's over that, I put into investments or write another check to college. I paid for my daughter's college, all cash. We had her, by the way, when we were med students, we had no money. And then we forgot to save, and it didn't matter. My coaching business pays all cash for her out of state, $90,000 a year college. This is the most cash investments in time my family has ever had since I left medicine. This is available for you too. It only took 3 steps. I'm going to tell you those 3 steps today. So here's what we're covering today, and this should be in under an hour. You're going to have the first strategy is how to fix your physician job with the 100K coach or chair method. Second strategy is how to match and exceed your clinical salary with skills you already have by signing high ticket one-on-one private clients with what I call the sell like a doctor method. Strategy 3 is how to match and exceed your clinical salary by signing groups of high ticket clients with our 100K lead magnet. All of that is under an hour. At the end of this class, I'm going to open the doors to trauma informed physician coach training. We open once a year. So the next chance to join will be 2027. We will be open for 7 days only. For those of you who have been watching the program, maybe you've been on the wait list, you're going to want to stay to the end, which is going to be about an hour, because I'm going to be unlocking a top secret bonus I have told none of you about. It's totally secret. It is the whole bonus bundle is worth $12,000. This is the single best time to buy, and it will be your only chance the whole year of 2026. You do not want to wait for 2027. I'll tell you all the reasons why. Also, if you stay to the end, I'm available to do free live content audits, content reviews. If you're like, can you look at my website? Can you help me with my messaging? Can you tell me why this offer isn't selling? Can you look at my Instagram profile? You can leave here with some really high level strategy to put into your coaching business today. Make a high ticket sale today. If you are a surgeon, we help people of all zip codes, all specialties. And if you have to leave in 30 minutes, I just want you to know at exactly 2:30 Eastern time, you're going to have everyone who registered for this webinar will get an email that would allow you to come into the program. And these enrollments are timestamped. So as long as you enroll while the Zoom is open, you will get the 12K top secret bonus. Sound good? All right, well, let's get started. Here's why you have to know how to be a physician coach right now. These skills are not taught in med school. These are leadership skills. Your chair has these skills. So if you have them too, you'll be able to be on equal footing with your chair. You'll be able to be heard in a way they can't hear you unless you speak the language of leadership. This is how physician coaching, you can create a 100K bonus income without one more RVU. How you can have work-life balance on the schedule now without waiting 5 to 10 years for promotion or partnership. If you've been wondering, how do I resolve all this conflict at work? How do I get my moody chair to support me? Having physician skills is the how, and it protects your job, your career, your family finances, any economy, any boss, any zip code. Why do you want to be a physician coach? My schedule is the best thing. So this is my busiest schedule on my busiest week. I don't often coach this much, but I want you to see, like, on the busiest week, this is what it looks like. My coaching schedule is I'm off all Mondays and Wednesdays, all Saturdays and Sundays, and I coach a little bit on Tuesdays, a little bit on Thursdays, a little bit of Fridays. I'm off 1 week a month, which is 12 plus weeks off a year. I make more than a doctor's salary coaching 1 hour, about 1 hour a day on average. This schedule is reason enough to listen to this webinar. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. Ashley's let me know there's a black box. So Ashley's running my Q&A. And if you have a question right in there, she will be answering them. We are definitely live, but sometimes I'll have to say that this software that allows me to be on half the screen, it shoots up a black box. So every once I'm going to stop share and then reshare it and it'll go away. Reshare this screen. How's that, Ashley? Ashley will let me know.
Yeah, that looks great.
Share and optimize for video. This screen. Okay, reason enough. Hopefully all the black boxes are not obstructing. So what do I do with all this free time? I mean, this is a sample of why you might want to consider being a physician coach. We travel the world. I won't go, these are not all the trips, but just imagine if you have a week off a month, you really can, whatever that thing is, volunteer at your kid's school, travel the world, write a book. It just opens up your life. And so these are a lot of beautiful pictures from around the world, Scotland, Ireland, Great Barrier Reef. And there's lots of fancy social media splashy pictures, but I'll tell you the one I always like to point people to is this middle one. This is the moment that my daughter went to college. I'm at the dorm room saying goodbye for the last time, moving her into college. And in this moment, there was, as you might imagine, a flood of emotions. Excited. She's at her top choice college. So proud of her that she was able to do this. Very grateful that my coaching business pays in cash for her college. So this is not a huge loan she has to take out or anything our family has to stress about. All the emotions that came up, not 1 minute of regret, which is what I was really worried about since I brought her home from the hospitals. I never want to have regret that I'm not able to be the mom that I want to be. And I want that for you too, is to be at the end of your life and not feel like you have regret about a choice or a decision you had to make. So there is a delay, and I am Ashley, if you want to ask Mike if he can help with that, let's see. There's one other thing I can try. Maybe you can text him. There's one other thing I can try. I can move it off of the screen, optimize for video. See if this helps. We have hundreds and hundreds of people in the room. Zoom is going to go slow because we have so many people here. So bear with us. I apologize that it's a little slow, and we're going to do our best until I have another solution. Shall we? All right. So the mindset problem is you may think medicine offers the highest income status, stability, and impact. But what I want to be showing you through this webinar is that there's actually more income status, stability, and impact in physician coaching. I will show you how this is true. Bear with me. I'm going to show you this. If you decide to stay in medicine forever, these tools are what's going to get you more income unrelated to RVUs. It gets you prioritized on the schedule, the office, career opportunities. It's what allows you to have work-life balance right now, not having to wait 5 to 10 years until you're promoted. So let's look at some of how can any of this be true? I'll show you. So these are the 3 main fears physicians have as they look at coaching. And I want to address them now so that you can be available to these strategies of how to leave medicine. The first is very common misconception is, well, medicine is more stable than coaching. And the truth is, think about the pandemic. This was within our lifetimes just a couple of years ago. The world didn't even know what was causing this deadly disease at the time. Doctors were in the hospital risking their lives, not really sure how this was being communicated, how this disease was being transmitted. And you might think when the world is at its knees over a health concern, this is where doctors would be prioritized the most. And that is not what happened. Physicians were losing their jobs, their bonuses, forced retirements, layoffs, all while risking their lives. We were proven to be dispensable in medicine. And if you look at what was happening to the coaching industry, it was booming because mental health will always be prioritized, always, especially in times of crisis. So while medicine pretends to be stable, physician coaching actually is. And here's why. You cannot be fired from your coaching business. I'm just thinking I think every chair tried to fire me. And it's not personally against me. I mean, it's just a leverage, a tool leaders will use in order to keep their physicians sacrificing and giving more and more as they threaten their jobs and their careers. You cannot be fired from coaching. You cannot be fired from your own skills. No one can take that away from you. Coaching is sustainable. The income is unlinked to hours, RVUs, experience. You make cash on demand. You don't have to work all year for a hospital bonus. You control your schedule and salary. There is no call. There's no emergencies in coaching. Okay, so fear number 2, you might be thinking is, well, I don't have any time to get started. I'm already burnt out. Here's what you have to know. How we move this forward is we don't add coaching to your calendar. We first subtract off all the nonsense. So those of you who joined today, the first thing you're going to see is a start here module, and then you're going to see a scheduling auditing 5-minute module where I walk you through how I open for my clients 20 plus hours a week, which PS is really a major reason why you should join is this one piece where we take off all the unpaid labor and we release your schedule of all these activities you shouldn't be doing anymore. I did this for someone yesterday. She's a senior leader at an academic center. One day, we released her 5 hours of work she didn't have to do for one day, 5 hours of that day. Imagine if we do this for every day of your month. you will probably gain back 20 hours a week of white space. You will definitely have the energy and time to move into coaching. And it only takes 1 hour a week to get started in coaching. I did not say that wrong. 1 hour a week to get started in coaching is all you need. And if you don't know where that hour is, I will find it for you. I promise. I'm very good at this. It's my special skill. So you might be saying, how is 1 hour a week really going to get me out of medicine? Here's why. You're already doing the work. You're already the department coach. You're already the hallway therapist. People are already bringing all their emotional problems to you, right? People are already asking you, what should we do about this new crisis? 5 physicians are leaving. You're already the coach. I'm just suggest you get paid for the work you're already doing for free right now with the skills you already have. I also have a philosophy that high earners are high earners. So once you learn to make a certain income in medicine, you don't accept less in another field. You're just like, no, 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 we just create the same amount in the other field. It's miraculous how that happens. Okay. More than that, though, I want to tell you your busy schedule is your greatest asset. It is your competitive advantage. It's going to protect you from doing business wrong. So, for example, when I was in 2021 becoming a coach, I was in a group of 10. Everybody else were retirees. They were grandparents. They had all their kids were grown. They had what you might think is a lot more time than a full-time 1.0 FT physician. None of them built $1 million business, and I did. Because time is not the problem. Time is not the solution. I think time hurt them. They had all this time to work on Canva graphics and think about a course they wanted to make and come up with freebies and coach for free. While they were doing all of that, I was signing high ticket clients. I was laser focused on, I want to leave medicine the second I can. Right? So you not having a busy schedule is going to protect you from doing your business wrong. If you need more than 1 hour a week to get started, you're just doing it wrong. You're doing it the wrong way. You're following the wrong person. You're probably not following a woman physician who's done this before. When you have a tight schedule, it forces efficient decisions. It forces you to focus on money-making activities and impact, which you should be doing anyways, right? We don't have time for nonsense. So I started my coaching practice 1 hour a week. I was able to retire from medicine. I still only coach 1 hour a day now. The whole time, that's what I've done. That's what I teach my clients to do as well. How is a question I get a lot is how do I get out of medicine with physician coaching skills? Well, I'll say whether you stay or you go, they will help you. If you choose to stay in medicine, these skills will help you coach your chair into your 100K raise, to be prioritizing the schedule and the office space and opportunities. If you choose to leave medicine, you can make more than a doctor coaching 1 hour a day. It's what I do. It's what I teach my clients to do. And to those of you who are like, but I'm already burnt out, I can't do one more thing. This is kind of spicy, but it's so good. So listen to me. This is not going to hurt. You might not actually be burnt out. You might just be overdoing so much for so little. I think medicine has really pushed this burnout narrative, which is really their way of saying it's your problem. Go hire a coach to change your mindset. Like making it our responsibility that this field is this way. No. You might not be burnt out. You're just overdoing so much for so little. Stay with me here. If you had 10 hours of sleep a night, breakfast with your kids, family dinner, you could go to work, get your work done. All your notes are done by the time you come home. No hostile emails from your business manager. Close your notes or do HIPAA compliance before your credentials are suspended. Right? You had none of that. You could use all your PTO and you could be home by 4. No call, no weekends, evenings. Would you be burnt out if that was your lifestyle and you made more than a doctor? No. You wouldn't be burnt out. It is not you. It's this particular job where it is. And I'm just suggesting we improve this job and give you options. Last fear. I don't want to be on social media though. I don't have a website. Selling feels really gross. I want to let you know you don't need to be on social media and you don't need a website. High ticket clients actually don't want to be sold to. You were a highly respected physician. You didn't get to be this high in your career as a physician by selling. You don't have to start now. I encourage my physicians, do not be selling out there. Do not. I teach my clients how to build exclusive coaching practices through service. So you absolutely can replace your clinical income without social media. You want to work on what we work on is developing an exclusive coaching practice, selling like a doctor, value first, in-demand energy, creating clients who buy on the spot, who don't need to follow you for years and book a sales call and then a follow-up. No, no, no. We create on the spot high ticket buyers. And I'm telling you how to do that today. I think what really helps is don't focus on activities that are not going to get you out of medicine. If you want to make your next 100K faster as a physician coach, don't spend time on freebies, low cost courses, memberships you share with 5 other physicians. There will be there's something I want to say that's not going to be your exit plan for medicine. And it actually does hurt you because if you only have 1 hour a day free and you're using it to create low cost offers that never get you out of medicine, it does hurt you. Or you could just sign a high ticket client and expedite your exit from medicine in the next 12 months. So instead of working on the freebie route, I worked on focusing on signing 20K private clients, 40K hospital contracts, and then delivering exceptional coaching so my clients stayed with me, resigned, referred, and word of mouth. You can develop a very private, exclusive place by protecting your privacy when you follow these methods. So let's get into the methods. Strategy number 1. How to fix your physician job with the 100K coach your chair method. Even if you never become a professional coach, you should have the skill. It is the next level leadership skills, next level negotiation skills. And it's very simple. So when you have the skill, you're going to solve your work problems permanently. Any boss, any zip code, any specialty, any economy. How you approach leadership matters. I see this go wrong all the time. Once you start leading your chair, you start resolving problems. I think what a lot of physician women do wrong is they go to their chair for, this is my concern, can you fix it? And then your chair is left in the position of bending your career towards his or her interests, not yours. Lead your chair and you can fix your career. And it's very simple. I'm going to give you 2 examples, but this is the framework. Is first, when you're going to approach your chair about your raise or an office or schedule opportunity, you want to first name their pressing $1 million need. Then you want to solve their need faster and better than they can do on their own, a way they've never heard before, better than they could have done by themselves. 3 is what you need for everyone to be successful. So that's your part of the ask. 4 is silence. Let them think. Let them say yes. Let them work through their mind how they're going to the next step. 5 is get it in writing. If it's not in writing, it didn't happen. It's a very simple framework. I'm going to give you some examples, but I'll tell you in the program, we will script this with you. So of course, we're going to adopt it to what you're going through, but I'm going to use some client examples in the past month or so of how we've helped our clients with this coach your chair method. So this first scenario, she is in private practice and her small group is being taken over by a larger academic center. And she's scared that she might lose her job, that she's going to take a pay cut because she's going to academics from private practice, that all of her colleagues are saying, don't say anything, don't rock the boat. We should just be lucky we have this job. I was like, no. This is a great time to coach your new CEO into a better job. And this is what we did. And this actually happened. I'm not making any of this up. So just to put this together, what it would sound like is she met their $1 million need. She met with the new CEO and she said, listen, I'm going to lead this merger from our side. We're going to make sure we lose no doctors and no staff. This will help ensure a smooth transition, no disruption to patient services. But what we're going to need is we're going to need a salary adjustment and we need to hire an additional doctor and PA so we can attend to this additional workflow. She, through this conversation, got a $50,000 raise for her, $50,000 to $100,000 raise for every doctor in the practice. Plus, they were able to hire a whole new other doctor and PA and MA. This works when you are able to put together your ask in a very particular way. Here's another example for those of you who are running labs. This is a scenario where the medical director left and they needed someone to come on board so the lab could maintain credentials and certification. So here's what it sounded like. About us needing a medical director the next 90 days. In my prior job, I was medical director. We recovered $2.5 million in 1 year through improved billing. I can do that here too. I have a process. To be successful, I'm going to need some time off to get these systems up and running, 0.2 FT coverage, a raise, my own admin, 5 additional CME days. We can get this lab profitable as well in 12 months. Science getting in writing. It sounds simple. It works. And through the program, we'll build this out for you. I want to give you some iconic trauma-informed skills at work. So how would physicians coaching skills really maneuver the between the lines, reading the room? How would this be able to, how can you execute it in the hospital workplace? So here's a couple of next level moves. One is don't be offended at their question, be prepared instead. So when you go in and you're making an ask for what might be $1 million over the course of your career, they're going to have a question. They might have 5 questions, and it's not a problem if you're prepared. How I like to tell my clients is this is where your advanced coaching skills will come in, is just take everything as data and use it to your advantage. Their questions are going to reveal what their obstacles. Your job is just to help them get to the yes. To do this, what most physicians will miss is they'll talk more than they'll listen. Advanced physician coaches will listen more than they talk. You'll listen for their objections. You'll address them ahead of time. You'll adjust and pivot as you go. And it is okay if this takes 2 meetings. When there's millions of dollars on the line, it often takes 2 meetings, and that is not a problem. If you're looking at, okay, I'm gonna have 2 meetings and make $1 million more, I will make 2 meetings, right? And why 2 meetings is great is because in between time, you're gonna write me, email me, we're gonna role play, we're gonna work on our email response, we're gonna up level our ask. Like, it's fine for this to take a few meetings. Okay, something else physicians will do wrong that physician coaches will do right, stay laser focused on your result. What I see a lot of physician women do who don't have these coaching skills, they tie everything up to worthiness, to value, to being respected, to societal problems, the field of medicine and JCO. They make it this large, unsolvable thing, and then they feel crushed by it. Stay laser focused on your specific goal. Advanced physician coaches do not move from their specific goal. Your boss does not have to be nice or even like you to get what you deserve. How do I know? I told you I worked for a really, really tyrannical boss in the past. She didn't like me, I don't think, at the beginning, but I was still able to maneuver because I had advanced coaching skills and I was able to repair the relationship. And then we got to have a beautiful friendship and mutually respected relationship because of physician coaching. Done well, this can help your relationships at work. And then lastly, there's a role of practicing and getting expert review. You will be so surprised at how much money is left on the table because you just didn't have this conversation scripted, reviewed by an expert. You didn't have someone to walk you through. We solve all of that for you. Okay, so before you have the 100K coach your chair method, this is what life looks like. Your actual physician job is easy. The hardest part is the politics. Despite fulfilling all the clinical duties, you're denied promotion and leadership. The chair is like, you don't even get along with everybody. Your colleagues get more support from the boss and opportunities. Usually you sleep before the annual review and when there's any conflict, because neither tend to go your way. Because you haven't figured out departmental politics, you're underpaid, overworked, behind, underappreciated. Your spouse and your friends are like, oh, we're tired of hearing about this job. After this method, which you all have today, the politics and relationship parts are your favorite parts of the job because you figure them out. You're not scared of annual review. If every annual review, you get paid more money. Career advancement matches your outstanding clinical skills because you get along so much better with everyone. You're prioritized for support. You look forward to your annual reviews. You're confident around conflict because you know how to manage both. You're well paid, have a great schedule, you're valued. You can't even imagine leaving. You don't have to. Your relationship with your spouse and besties is better because now they don't have to hear about this job all the time. They see how happy you are. Here are some examples. These are real client stories. My chair initially said I couldn't reduce my hours. Christina helped me coach my chair to get the yes without changing jobs. When I did it this particular way, my boss was tripping over herself to offer me more money and a better schedule. The iconic faculty approach made all the difference. Everyone's happier now. Another client, my chair said I'd never get a raise because I'm not a researcher. Christina helped me use the 100K coach my chair method to create a $127,000 raise and bonus. We've done this, by the way, multiple years. I just need to know how to coach this chair. Best decision ever. The call schedule, this is another client. The call schedule is always unfair towards junior faculty. With this method and Christina's scripted support, I was able to decrease my call and improve my schedule for everyone in my group while getting along with my boss. Priceless. You never have to sign a client to be able to make your job so much better. All right, strategy number 2, exactly how to match and exceed your clinical salary. This is going to be focusing on how to sign private one-on-one high-ticket clients. with the Sell Like a Doctor Value First Method, how to create buy now clients. For this section, this strategy, what I want you to know is that physician coaching skills can double your annual hospital bonus in 1 hour by signing one high ticket coaching client. Physician coaching creates on-demand income by signing your own private clients. You can have a 10K day. You can have a 10K hour. Physician coaching skills mean you don't have to wait for promotion to get a 100K raise. You can have a 100K raise your first year on faculty, your first year as a fully fledged physician with physician coaching. The math, this is what it looks like. Sometimes people need to see the math. Here's what the math looks like. You make your next 100K faster by signing. If you just focus on high ticket clients, you don't need volume. So 5 clients that are $20,000 a year, that's $100,000 right there. 5 hours a week, about 1 hour of coaching a day. If you want to make twice that, you can add 5 more clients. Another way of doing this, you could sign a hospital contract that's $100,000. If you want to double that, you could do 2 hospital contracts, or you could do a combination, 1 hospital contracts and 5 private clients. And both of those are around 1 hour of coaching a day. So you get to scale up depending on your interests and your goals. So how do you sign a high ticket client? I use the Sell Like a Doctor. I teach my clients the Value First Method, and this is what it looks like. In your first step, you're going to create something highly valuable that positions you as the expert and your offer as the obvious solution. To do this, you need to be promising a result, a tangible result that they want to have, and your process needs to be very specific and clear. Where I see a lot of physicians go wrong here is they don't have a promise. They don't have anything concrete. Everything is mindset, emotion, clarity, empowerment. Step in your power. People are not buying that. They want something tangible they can see in the world that's new, that no other physician coach is saying retire from medicine in 12 months, right? That automatically sets me apart. So that's what we want to create for you, is we want to create something that's highly valuable that positions you as the expert. Step 2 is you want to address their concerns before they even had them. So notice in this webinar, did I talk about objections at the end? No, I talked about fear, time, and sales being growth for physicians at the beginning. Because if not, you're not going to stay. You're not going to be able to hear me because you're going to have so many objections. You need to address this at the beginning. 3 is once they choose to work with you, you need to give them better results than they thought possible, faster than they thought possible. When you do, they'll stay with you forever and they will refer all your friends. So I'm going to give you 3 options of how to do this, how I've done it or I've helped others do it. I signed my first 3 high ticket clients before I even started coach training. I had no website, no ads, no Instagram, no sales call process. Someone else might have said, this woman does not need to be on a sales call. She doesn't know what she's doing. I didn't have to. I had sold them before they even came on the sales call. I created 3 podcast episodes on how I recovered from burnout. I didn't invent this material. I used what my coach taught me. I picked out what are the 3 most valuable lessons that my coach gave me, and I reinterpreted in my own words, my own perspective. It took 30 minutes of recording time. At the end of the podcast, I ended with an invitation to join my coaching program, and 3 high ticket clients signed up right away. Boom, boom, boom. Another option is that one of my first clients was my hospital. I teach a process called Think Like the CEO. I presented to hospital leadership that they had millions of dollars that they could be sweeping up, that they were leaving on the table through not being able to recruit or keep top talent, through costly clinical mistakes that were traced back to burnout, through dissatisfied patient encounters, that there was so much money that they can make if they could just support their staff better. And I proposed a novel coaching program, 1 hour per month. And in exchange, I was able to negotiate for no call, 2 weeks of service a month, 40K in funding, salary, protected time, and title. Best job ever. So your hospital may be one of your first coaching contracts if you know how to position your ask, and we definitely can help you with that. And 3, you can add a paid coaching service to your existing practice. So for example, a GYN could become the go-to referral for all her family practice friends. So she lightens their family practice friends' load by becoming their go-to referral for their menopausal patients who want to lose weight and have better sex. She gets to be their go-to referral. She doesn't even have to be on social media 1 minute. She just tells her friends, I've got this program, or for your patients to me, I'm happy to take care of them, right? Another option is a family practice could offer a paid coaching service to help support their parents with newly diagnosed ADHD ADD or autism. An allergist can offer a paid group coaching program to help parents navigate their children's food allergies. So before you know the sell like a doctor method, here's what's going on. You're worried your coworkers and family are going to think less of you because they're going to see you marketing your coaching services on Facebook. Marketing and selling feels gross. You have no idea where to get clients, where to get them, or where they are. You decide, okay, well, I'm just going to put more freebies out. I'm going to slash my rates. I'm going to sell a low ticket course. And then you're surprised and disappointed when no one buys that. You then hire overpriced marketing agencies, social media managers, Facebook ad companies who promise to solve the problem, but they can't and they don't. So now we're just scaling problems, not profit. It's very easy at this stage to be in six-figure debt, your physician job funding your coaching business, and having it feel like you have two jobs, less money and time than ever before, husband pressuring you to leave, and you kind of agree. But it's just because the process you were following was not the right process. After you have the sell like a doctor method, here's what life looks like. It's so much better. You never waste your time on low ticket courses and freebies ever. That just attracts browsers, not buyers. You know how to attract high ticket buyers on 1 hour of coaching a day. Your in-laws never have to know because you're not on social media with it. Your first high ticket client is your hospital. They know you, they like you, they trust you. You know exactly how to sign a six-figure hospital contract. Because you worked on solving the problems, you scale profit, not problems. You don't need overpriced contractors. You have solved the debt issue. You're just scaling profit every year. You make more money than ever before. You have multiple options to reduce your clinical workload without cutting your income. Your husband is so proud of you. He's like, I am so glad you started that coaching business. It's funding our kids' college, all cash. We're first class, everything, retirement for both of us. What? Your husband becomes your biggest supporter. So here are a couple of real life client examples from this year. This, I think, was a primary care doctor said, I first tried to sell a $99 online course, spent a year producing it. No one bought it. I was thinking about going to spend $25,000 on marketing agencies who promised me they'd sell it out, but I realized that I don't even think that would work. I didn't see any path forward. And then I met with Christina and she taught me how to sell like a doctor. The customized plan we came up with is I focused on high ticket referrals from my family practice colleagues who wanted somewhere to refer their menopausal patients with weight loss goals. I had no idea I could create a coaching practice full of high ticket clients while protecting my privacy without being on social media every day. You just have to position yourself for the right market. Another client said I'm a very private person. I don't want my family or boss seeing me on social media. I do not want to share my story. So with her, we helped her develop how to sign her first hospital coaching contract. She's been able to decrease her FTE with physician coaching, and she's now working on her next hospital contract. You can grow in private if you make your practice exclusive. And lastly, I've been a coach for years, but I hadn't made the financial success I wanted. I knew how to coach. I didn't know how to create high ticket clients. The sell like a doctor method was exactly what I needed. Instead of focusing on getting clients, I was able to shift to value creation, service, leadership, helping, fun. I had so much fun that I was able to sign a high ticket client in under 30 days. You just need the right process. That's all you're missing. All right, strategy 3, how to match and exceed your clinical salary by converting groups of high ticket clients. So strategy 2 is one high ticket client at a time. And strategy 3, we're going to convert groups of high ticket clients all at once. And for this, I want to give you our 100K lead magnet. It is how we create forever clients who are high ticket and buy now. They don't even need sales calls. Ready? All right, so here's what you have to know is that freebies and low-cost offers will attract browsers, not buyers. I'm going to show you behind the scenes about how I created an email list of 3,200 high intent buyers. 3,200, by the way, is not impressive. It's a very tiny list. But if your list is full of high ticket clients, you can create $1 million business with just 3,000 email subscribers. So let's take a look. This is the framework I teach my clients. It's what I live and breathe. It makes everything so easy. Is we do a Spark framework, and I'm going to show you each of these. The Spark framework is our process of growing your audience, building out your email list, getting people to follow you on Instagram. It grows your audience, and then you convert your audience from browsers to buyers through our 100K webinar playbook, our 100K sales call code. I'm going to give you all of it right now. So this is the Spark framework. This is how you can create any content, social media, email, podcasts, webinars, all of it. You may recognize the piece of content I'm about to describe here. This piece of content helped me create 1,262 new email subscribers in 30 days, 1,262 email subscribers in 30 days. My own business coach was telling, I heard her telling people, oh, people aren't signing up for webinars anymore. It's okay if you don't have a lot of people signing up. Okay, they're only not signing up if you're not following the Spark framework. If you're following the Spark framework, you could have over 1,000 new email subscribers in 30 days. So here's the Spark framework, and it's in this image that you probably saw. It reached over 150,000 people. Spark framework works for anything, and it's an acronym. So S is set the stage with a story, an interesting, fascinating story. So if I'm looking for my ad, I retired from medicine at age 45 because it was a pay cut to stay. That's interesting. It's a story, establishes me as the expert. People are fascinated by that. P is you want to provide a surprising new solution to their most pressing problem. So I talked with physician coaching less than an hour a day, was able to make more than a doctor's salary. That blows people's mind. They have to know more. So they're going to move through this and join my email list. A is anchored to a program promise. R is a rapid win now. You want them to leave your content and feel inspired and hopeful. It's possible for them too. And then K is kick off with a customized call to action. Click for details, join the email list, sign up for the webinar. So simple. What you can do right now, if your focus is signing high ticket clients, is your call to action might be book a free sales call. I'm going to tell you about our sales call code here, but I do want to say most of my clients don't come through a sales call. I teach my clients a process of create buy now high ticket clients. They don't even want to mess around with the sales call. They don't have time. They want to get their results before spending an hour thinking and discussing, deciding. Your best clients won't want a sales call. They're going to just want to get started. You can do that if you have buy now energy. You're selling like a doctor using the Spark framework. I did include our sales call process because some people are like, but I still want to do sales calls. So we do have a process. I'll show it to you right now. It is so good. Your prospective clients will interrupt you to say, okay, but wait a minute. How do I work with you right now? One of our clients, she went through this and she said that it was just totally magical. It kept everything very simple. It has your invoices paid up front, next call scheduled right away. They're not ghosting you. Let me talk to my husband. Let me think about it. Let me go and shop around. I'm meeting with 5 different coaches. So here it is, and it's very simple. Everything in my program is designed for a busy woman physician in mind. So we don't give you a 32-step sales call thing you've never done before. I pattern the sales call code after a patient encounter. You've done this your whole career. I just helped someone who was 20 years in family practice. And she was like, wait, I've never signed a client, but this feels totally natural. Yes, because it's a soap note. You've been doing it your whole life. You are very, very good at this. Physician skills are coaching skills. Excellent physicians make excellent coaches. No two way about it. So it follows a soap note approach. The first 30 minutes is subjective, objective. You're just going to let them tell you why they got on the call. You're going to be listening for what's going on. You're going to be building your plan, just like in a patient encounter. You're building your assessment and plan as they're talking. You're doing that here too. At the 30-minute mark, you're going to give them your assessment and plan. In 2 minutes, you're going to say, here are the 3 major problems identified. Here are your 3 solutions. We're going to get you these wins within 30 days. And then you leave 30 minutes for their questions. Simple. I want to tell you about the 100 webinar playbook. So this is for those of you who are wanting to convert groups of high ticket clients through a webinar. It's an amazing tool. It is my 100K lead magnet. How I created 1,200 new emails in the last 30 days is through this webinar. So I want to show you exactly how to do it. What's great about it, webinars, you can convert groups of clients in 1 hour. In 1 hour webinar, you can have all of your programs filled up. You can use a webinar to book out your private one-on-one spots, fill up your groups, sell at your retreats. And it's very simple. It's just like how physicians think. And you've seen it on this webinar. I'm going to break it down for you right now. And we have a whole training on this in the program. But the title is a 100K promise, something someone would spend $100,000 on. Very tangible. See a lot of physicians, coaches who are like, come to my webinar, I'll show you how to get home 5 minutes earlier. Nobody wants tiny results. Come to my webinar and you won't be burned out anymore. Nobody wants emotions. They're going to, of course they want it, but they won't pay unless it's a 100K level program promise. So your title needs to be that. And then notice we went through all these things. You're going to start your talk talking to your 3 market archetypes. The 3 different people for heroes, people who want to stay, people who want to make more money, people who want to exit. Those are the 3 people who are in my audience. At the beginning of your webinar, you're going to address our three major obstacles, objections, fears at the beginning, or they won't hear you and they'll walk away. Then in your webinar, you're going to give them three specific dream results and exactly how to achieve them. Hold nothing back. Give them all of your best stuff. To establish you as an expert and your process is working, you want to have 3 case studies per dream result. At the end, you'll give an overview of your program, and you're going to have what I call buy now bonuses. A bonus that's worth more than the whole program altogether. A bonus that will tip someone from a browser to a buyer because like, I got to have that. That I have to have right now. You'll see the buy now bonuses here. Very easy, very strategic. And in the program, we build this out with you. Okay, so before this process, coaches you trained with 4 years ago, they're retired and you haven't paid your coaching investment back. You're the best kept secret. Your ideal clients don't even know that you have an offer. You have 1 or 2 private clients. Your groups are partially filled. When you post, it's where you put content out there, it's crickets. When you have a webinar, it's your clients who are who are coming in who already bought, or people, same names over and over again, but they're never buying. Your clients aren't resigning or referring you, kind of resent them. People you did sales call with are posting on social media about how they signed with their new coach and it's not you, and you are not happy about that, right? It hurts. Your master classes are only attracting existing clients and the same people who will never buy. Every year you're making less profit than the year before. But once you have this process, life is so much better. Here's what happens. 1 good coaching investment pays for the rest. You ROI'd your coaching investment, you out-earned your physician salary, and you learn to do it on coaching 1 hour a day. The Spark framework just demystifies how to create content. You know how to make content that converts. Your ideal clients are sliding into your DMs or asking, how can they work with you? When's the next opening? Because your high ticket clients are getting great results, they stay with you forever and they refer you to all their friends. They become your sales team. Like, they're not really your sales team, but they're out sending their mother, their sister, their best friends to you. They sell out your offers for you and you have a wait list. The 100K sales call code has clients posting screenshots on social media. So thrilled they get to work with you. They're so excited to get started. The 100K webinar playbook loads up your email list, 100 new people every webinar, and converts groups of high ticket clients. Your physician coaching colleagues are reaching out saying, how did you retire so fast? And can you please teach me? So this is my story. My chair, we had a 5K annual hospital bonus, and she thought that was the bee's knees. She was always like using this, do this or you're going to lose your bonus, do this or you're going to lose your, like, pressure to do more unpaid work I didn't want to do. Money just came through grinding, hustle, sacrifice, and I had no control over where my office was, my schedule, when I be on call, vacations. The boss's favorite people got all the opportunities. She threatened to fire people, and she often did. She tried to fire me. After I learned how to coach her, though, the whole job turned better overnight. No call, 2 weeks of service a month funding. I stayed in the job because I loved it. And then one day she emailed me. She said, I want you to go around the hospital and just talk to groups of people, which sounded like busy work, maybe unethical. Maybe it kind of felt like she was asking me to spy. I don't know. She didn't use those words. All I know is when I saw that email, I said, she does not pay me enough to do this. And I resigned very gracefully because I didn't have to stay, because I had options, because my career was a choice, not a trap. I was able to make more money than a day coaching 1 hour, make more money than doctor coaching 1 hour a day. So I retired from medicine at 45, pay cut to stay, no call, make my own schedule, calendar is mostly white space. No more working through migraines, nights, evenings, and weekends. No more skipping my own dentist appointment to make a 5 p.m. meeting that should have been an email in the first place. So these physician skills helped me fix my job when I wanted to stay in medicine. And the moment I didn't love my job anymore, I was able to leave without a pay cut. So here's a summary. What we went through is you can create more money and impact as an expert physician coach with skills you already have, coaching 1 hour a day. I walked you through 3 specific dream results and strategies, how to fix your physician job with a coach or chair method. Even if you never become a coach, these skills will change your job overnight. That's how fast it works. And for those of you who are interested in making your next 100K faster as a physician coach, I showed you how to replace your clinical salary by signing high ticket private clients with the sell like a doctor method, how to replace your clinical salary by converting groups of high ticket clients with our 100K lead magnet. That's a Spark framework, sales call code, the webinar playbook. And then I gave you my and my client success stories. So If you're interested in moving forward, I want to let you know this is the work we do inside of Trauma Informed Physician Coach Training and Advanced Certification, and doors opened 22 minutes ago. Our place is unique. We only work with physician women, and our community is focused on making your next 100K faster as an advanced elite trauma-informed physician coach, making medicine optional in 12 months. Whether you leave or not is up to you, but isn't that nice to have the option? It is everything. So I'm going to tell you about the program. I'm going to give you the link to enroll, tell you about the bonuses, and we'll do Q&A for those of you who want to stick around. Ashley's in Q&A right now. She's managing it. So if you have questions, you definitely can reach out to her. She'll talk to you, and then I'll take over the Q&A when we get to the very end. So who is this coaching space for? Any woman physician who wants to make more money and have more stability and impact, to make more than a doctor with trauma-informed physician coaching skills. You do not have to be a certain kind of doctor. You don't have to have certain years of experience. You could be brand new to coaching. You could already be certified. There is no requirements other than being a woman physician. If you want to stay in medicine or you want to leave tomorrow, we have got you. The format, what you're going to get in the program is you have 12-month access. It starts February 1st, goes all the way for 12 months until January 31st, 2027. We meet 3 times every month. You have access the whole time to our library, our content review clinic, weekly market trends, in-person event, VIP rewards club, archive calls, and an option to upgrade to an advanced certification. I'm not going to go over each of these because they're on the sales page, but I'm going to go over some select highlights that you might have questions about. So how do you become trauma informed? What exactly does that mean? In the foundation course, we have 8 snappy modules. So you could listen to 2.0x on your commute, and by this time next week, you have all the tools you need to be a trauma-informed expert level coach. And these are the titles. So you'll learn about polyvagal theory, conversational coaching, recognizing trauma responses, leading repairs, internal family systems, turning client resistance into breakthrough, intuitive coaching and business building, good answers that drive nearly 100% close rate on sales calls, how to create high ticket clients that resign and refer all their friends. So walks you through the tools you need to be an expert level trauma informed coach. What I love about our space, why I built it, is because I cannot find, to this day, this space does not exist anywhere else. And what I mean by that is most places will offer a coaching program, but they won't teach you how to sell. So you're broke. So you know how to coach, but you don't know how to make money. Or you'll go to a business building marketing company. They'll teach you how to market, but they don't teach you how to coach. So you're again broke, because if you don't know how to coach, you're not going to be able to make $1 million business in coaching. We do both. We teach you how to coach, and well, actually all the curriculum is available all at once. It's not dripped, so you can jump right in today. We have a 100K curriculum. It's your fastest path to 100K in your coaching business. That's where we teach you how to sell like a doctor, in-demand energy, value first method, how to create buy now high ticket clients. And it takes you through the business model that gets you to 100K fastest, niche messaging, ideal clients offer, how to scale. The whole thing we have covered in our 100K curriculum. Weekly market trend. So every call, so we meet 3 times a month. Every call I start with a weekly market trend. So I'm going to teach you something new. Every time you come, you're going to learn to be a better coach or a better marketer. One or the two, you'll learn. And that's because we want your coaching space to always feel fresh, modern, and new. We want you to be ahead of the industry. If you look like every other physician coach, you're not going to be able to retire from medicine from coaching. So we want you to separate out, and we position our training based on what's hot in the market right now. Content review clinic. So this is where you don't have to spend years wondering, is this going to work? Let me put this up and see how much hate I get on TikTok. Like, no, we don't do it that way. Do content review clinics. You submit your content to us. We review it with you. We give you some tweaks. Like the client I mentioned at the beginning, her messaging was off. There was no clear promise to her program. We were able to switch in her messaging to make it go from something very confusing to something like symptom-free menopause. And then she was able to double her clients and put her 90-day notice into urgent care. The tweaks of your content are not massive tweaks, but there is a difference between interesting content and converting content. So we want to make sure you're converting before you hit publish. What's coming new this round it's going to be in our VIP rewards section. So we have a 100K course suite, 100K email system. I'm going to teach you how to do this, how to master email sequence that convert subscribers into clients while you're sleeping. The 100K podcast strategy is to create a podcast. It's your 24/7 client signing machine. So you can be signing clients while you're on the beach in Fiji. 100K, hire your perfect assistant under a week. How to find, hire, and onboard your perfect VA in under a week and have her pay for herself because she's amazing. We have had live events, and there are 6 months of transformation in one live event. First one was in Colorado, then we went to Niagara Falls. It's hours of didactics, exclusive coaching and trainings, and a very small environment. So you have girlfriend time, rest, and be pampered, and time to build out your intellectual property and stretch your coaching muscles. So what do you expect in the first 30 days? We have a priority on making your money back. That is our focus. Get your investment paid in the first 30 days. And through our process, most of our clients have their investment paid before the first group call. You will be no exception. So that's our first progress that's our first priority. On the very first call, I think it's Thursday, February 5th is our first call. We are going to decide your unique priority goal. It won't look like anyone else's. You're going to get a customized success plan just for you. It doesn't look like anybody else's. And you're going to achieve your first 30-day win. Most of our clients, because all of our content is available right now as soon as you enter, and it's not dripped, it's not teased, you can access it now. Most of our clients will start working with their first client or sign their first client within 30 days. Okay, let's continue on. 48-hour special bonus. This will be through Friday, January 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern time. When you enroll, you're going to 48-hour bonus of a week of one-on-one private Voxer coaching with me. Clients have described it as like 100K week, 6 months of progress in this week. And this week, you and I go back and forth on Voxer and we solve whatever problems you want to solve. I usually get back to people very quickly. I love supporting my clients on Voxer because I'm able to surgically get in their business, see what the problem is and fix it. And then you see results an hour later. I love it. It is private support. It's how to stay on track between calls. This is the closest thing to having an expert coach on call for you. You can get ahead 6 months on this 1 week. This is available for anyone who enrolls until Friday, January 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern time. The next bonus is a private one-on-one call. This is not just any old private one-on-one call. We are going to map out your escape plan for medicine in 12 months without a pay cut. That's what we're going to do. You're going to see it at the beginning, and then we're going to build it out as we go. And for those of you who are like, but I don't want to leave medicine. Okay, we'll do something else fabulous for you. How to get your investment paid back right away. What's going to happen on this call is you're going to start your 12 months with us, knowing exactly what you need to be doing and where you need to be going in order to hit those milestones. So in 12 months, you're like, I got way more than I even thought possible. You'll know exactly what to do before the first group call. You'll have wins before the first group call. It's the ultimate in privacy and customization. And then our last bonus, as part of this 12K bonus bundle, is a 365 Miracle Experience. We haven't offered it before, but we've been doing it behind the scenes. What this is daily momentum miracles, $1 million moves for 365 days. So when you join today, you could be on it today. You're going to opt into direct communication with me and the rest of your cohort. And you're getting new ideas. You'll be celebrated every day. It's way better than accountability. It's results acceleration. You can't fall behind or be forgotten when you're on this daily thread. It's champagne coaching every single day of the year. So here's what the 12K bonus bundle looks like. Those of you who enroll by Friday, January 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern time are going to get Voxer coaching. It's a 48-hour bonus. Everyone will get an escape plan for medicine private call. Everyone will be able to opt into the 365 Miracle Method experience. So what's included? There's 2 ways to join us. There's the foundational offer, which is amazing, trauma-informed physician coach training. You get your 12-month access, 3 group calls a month, library, foundation, everything we just talked about. The weekly market trends, archive calls, the new 100K course suite, access to the live in-person event, VIP Rewards Club. That's $5,000, 3 monthly payments. There's an option to upgrade to advanced certification. That includes everything we just discussed, plus it comes with a badge, certificate, credentials, expert certified trauma-informed coach credentials, 12 months of private coaching with me on Voxer, which is incredible because you're going to call me, say, Christina, I have a sales call. And I'm really nervous because it was someone I used to work with. And I'm not really sure. I know she's already told me she's lost her job and she's crunched for money. How am I going to do this? And I'm going to tell you exactly how to run the sales call to close that, to help that client, right? Or you'll say, you know what? I just did a webinar. I have 5 people signed up. It's been a week. What is wrong? And I'm going to get on that call, the Voxer, and I'm going to say, okay, here's what you need to do. One, two, three. Voxer coaching is the most powerful form of coaching because we get to help you in the moment before things become problems. Those of you who opt into advanced certification are also getting a 12-month private mentorship with me. So we're going to do a project together of your choosing, and we're going to work on it together every month until the end. So you will leave with your 100K assets done. Some people have chosen to do TED Talks or sell out their one-on-one or start their group, but we make sure it's not just a theoretical, you feel better at the end of the 12 months. No. You've paid this off. You've made 100K. You have this project and all the assets that support you making 100K on faster and faster intervals. You also get personalized written and coaching feedback, somatic experience, and a written exam. That's $10,000 or 3 monthly payments, or a payment plan for both of them. So who is the advanced certification for? If you're like, what do I do, this or that? Here's my suggestion. It's a little bit cheeky, but it really is true, is if you have framed a certificate on your wall and put it on a wall somewhere, then you know the value of advanced certification. If you've completed a residency training because that shows you know the value of being advanced, having advanced skills. If you have a badge that says doctor, you introduce yourself as a doctor, you sign your name with MD or DO, you know the value of having a badge, credentials, and certification. The certification would be the best option. I'll say this. I do want to say I'm not just telling you this. My coach, she has a $100 a month membership, and she has a $20,000 a year high-end mastermind with just a few people in it. If you think I will pay $100 a month, you're wrong. I will not. I don't want to be one of lots of people. I want to be her only priority. I don't want to have to wait in line and hope she gets to me. I want her brain in my business, on my emails, in my webinars. I want proximity, access, speed. I always choose her $20,000 room because I want the results more than anything else. I'm not focused on how much this costs. I'm focused on, do I want to get out of medicine this year or not? So my suggestion is, and I also want to say rooms change people. So if you're used to being in a room where you're the priority, you will always be helped. You're always going to be first in line. You will walk into the hospital differently. You'll start expecting it there too, and you'll start getting it. The boss will be like, "Oh, don't give Christine Arnold that project. She definitely does not need that." But you'll be protected because you'll have a buzz about you. So I say choose certification. That would be my suggestion if that is your goal to make 100K fast this year. This is interesting. That looks funny to me. Does that look funny to you all? Let me stop sharing for that. That looks strange to me. Hold on. Let me share that again. Okay. That looks weird. Okay. Ashley says it also looks weird to her. Let me just say this real fast because I don't want to stop sharing and it corrects itself. So just bear with me for a second. I don't think cost should be a factor here because our goal is to get this paid off. So take cost out of the situation. It's really what offer feels like it's going to get you what you need fastest. Go with that option. There's neither one of them are bad options. But here's how we make sure you get paid in 30 days. We have a templated form. So as soon as you'll see this on the website, but we also email it to you. It's a templated form with p-values and PubMed IDs. It says that this is a professional leadership training. You can copy and paste, send it to your boss. Many of our clients have their coaching paid for the same day. Next is we have a process, 30 ways to make your money back in 30 days. It has all the mindset and strategy you need to get this. It's really mainly strategy, how to get your investment paid back before the first group call. You get that as soon as you enroll, we email it to you. We have a 10K in 30-day sales challenge. This is live right now in the course. Use this tool to make your next 10K on demand. The more you do it, the faster and faster you get. You're making 10K until you're making 10K in 1 hour. That's fun. Never have to pick up an urgent care shift to cover a bill again, right? No more moonlighting. How else will you get this paid? Your bonus private one-on-one escape plan for medicine. Like, listen, we're talking about escaping for medicine. We definitely can get this paid, right? All right. Coaching. And then the simple math of it all is one high ticket client pays for a whole year of group and private coaching. This experience takes you through the end of January 2027. So you're getting your group and private coaching all taken care of in 1 year, and one client can pay for that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start wrapping this up. Who we help? We help physicians who've never, ever, ever want to coach. So like they filled out the survey, I never want to coach. These are some results we've gotten for those clients: TEDx talks, grant submissions, interviews on the Today Show, Katie Carr collaboration, unexpected lab funding, college paid for. That is one client. Imagine what we can do for you. We help new physician coaches. One coach said, Christina helped me sign my first client before certification even started. We help seasoned physician coaches. One of our coaches said, I've coached for years, but always got spooked. My clients got emotional or mentioned trauma. I now know exactly how to handle any kind of client tender moment. My clients are seeing more results than ever before. I've cracked the code. We help physician coaches inside of medicine. One of our clients created a coaching leadership title with funding, reduced clinical effort, and influence at the state level at a major academic center. We help physician coaches outside of medicine. One of our clients said, I sold out my first coaching retreat while taking a 4-week vacation. And then here's just some sentences that people sent to me. The very first module changed my life. Get your whole ROI on one module you listen to on your way home tonight. I now get along with my boss and love my job. Someone else said this course solved what 4 therapists and 30 years of therapy couldn't. It was totally life-changing. Every woman needs this. Biggest month yet. Coaching skills or leadership skills. Every woman doctor needs this. I'm going to end with one client story. This is Dr. Keith Troutman. Some of you probably know and love her. Family practice, quadruple board certified breadwinner. She joined our coaching training with no intention to become a coach. She was like, would have checked that box. Never want to become a coach. But we were able to help her double her patients, turn in her 90-day notice to urgent care within 3 months of joining. She's since tripled her salary, built a curriculum, secured paid speaking gigs, started her group coaching program. Here's what she said. At first, my W-2 job, I kept it because I felt safe. In trauma-informed physician coaching, these skills helped me rewrite my money story. I got the coaching I needed to leave urgent care and be fully in my micro practice. It made me a better doctor. My husband was fully supportive of me joining. I got my ROI back right away, worth every penny. You'll see a lot more of those stories if you go to the website, and this is the sales link. This QR code will take you to the sales page. You can guarantee results when you're in a community that has a process, customized frameworks, expert certified coaching for a whole year. 12 months means you don't have to rush. It means you can come in and do 3 or 4, 5 or 6 launches with us, and we can help you with it at every stage. So this QR code takes you to the sales page. It's enrollment is open now. If you enroll before I close this window, you get the full 12K bonus package. If you don't know how to use a QR code, or it's hard because you're listening to it on your phone, we also emailed you at 2:30 Eastern time. So if you don't rapidly see it, check in your promotions or in your, what else is it called? Promotions or spam folder, and you'll have a URL that you can go to and enroll right away. If you still have questions, I want you to know that this is a free private sales call. This QR code will take you to a free private sales call. We put a few up there, and if those go away, I'll put some more up there. They might. This is just a private, cozy space where you can ask me questions. If you didn't get a chance to ask here, by the way, I'm about to do questions, so you can also drop it in the Q&A, and Ashley will send them to me. But on this call, the idea is you leave with a clear decision. I'm not going to push you to say yes. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it doesn't sound like a great time. Come see us next year. We'll be open in 12 months, right? So it's never a pressured environment. It's just like, let's get everything on the table and let's make the decision to just feel so good that you never have to think about this again. You're either all in or you're all out, but either way, you're not thinking about it. And it's just you and me. It's not recorded. We will hold the 48-hour bonus for those of you who schedule. We'll hold that for you. Okay. So let's, I want to end with 2 quick stories. I want you to walk away with thinking is to be irreplaceable. So the pandemic, we saw physicians were totally dispensable. I mean, that's not new because we all feel that. But losing their jobs, forcing retirement, slash salaries, all while risking our lives for COVID. Just a reminder that we're dispensable. If you want to be irreplaceable, be a physician coach. Coaching industry boomed during the pandemic, and it's still booming. When you're a physician coach, you're going to be able to make your job work for you, even if you stay in medicine forever. You can create money on demand from your home office. You can have 10K days. You don't have to wait for this annual hospital 5K bonus. No, you can just have 10K days. Double your whole annual bonus just in 1 hour by knowing how to sign a high ticket client. Match and exceed your clinical salary. Stay in medicine because you love it. Leave when you don't. Never take a pay cut. You cannot be fired from skills you own. You cannot be fired when you're the boss. Physician coaching lets you control your own schedule, income, and career. Be irreplaceable. Become a physician coach. And the last one I wanted to tell you about is, this is really a remarkable story. This time last year, two physician women reached out, and it was so fascinating how similar they were. Both were busy physician moms with real estate, little kids, soccer practice, busy, husband super busy. Both had bought into the real estate bug. Both wanted to join training. So they both booked sales calls. And woman one was like, I'm too overwhelmed to sound like this is just great, but it's not the right time for me. Maybe next year. And she came back a year later, and she seemed to me a little worse off, like more busy, more overwhelmed, still in medicine. Woman number two, she said, I'm overwhelmed. I have so much going on, and I need to be in this program. I need some help. And she joined, doubled her patients, tripled her salary. She submitted her 90-day notice to urgent care within 3 months of joining. They had the same starting point, the same I'm too busy, same I don't have time. One woman is retired from medicine, the other isn't. Woman two didn't have more time. She just decided staying overwhelmed by her life was no longer an option. And I want that for you too. So if you've been thinking, you've been following, join us this round. Get your 12K bundle while the doors are open. It's the best time ever. Make your next 100K faster as a physician coach with advanced trauma-informed skills. Definitely love to help you with that. That is what I have for you. So I'm going to move over to the Q&A. Ashley has curated some questions for me that she wasn't able to answer. And we're just going to go through them until all the questions are answered. Ashley, how is it going, by the way? Are you able to see the screen okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Ashley, you are the best. All right, so let's see. Okay. Jenny asked, do you still need malpractice for coaching? So insurance for coaching is different than the traditional malpractice you think of for practicing medicine. So for me, I'm a physician coach. I'll find it for you, but I pay, I think, $350 a year to cover me insurance wise. It's very reasonable. It includes online, the digital space, like Cells Made Over the digital space. It includes, I also have an LLC, which is another layer of liability protection. So I do recommend all of our coaches have insurance. Not everyone does. I mean, when I think about my peers, not all of them do. It's a personal choice, but I always say, like, let's be safe. Let's set ourselves up right. So I buy the insurance, and $350 is very reasonable, right? I'm in family practice. I left outpatient world 2 months ago. I've not managed to match my previous salary. I also have a 6-year-old. So I'm curious, what are you doing now to match your salary? So you're not left the outpatient world. So you're doing locums, or what is the other thing you're doing right now? I have a 6-year-old and focus on him a lot in the evening. I don't have a coaching certification. Can I still make a 6-figure coach realistically? So yes, I don't think you need 6 figures. I mean, I don't think you need a certification to get there. I think certification helps. In our program, we have a certification option. My first year, I made over 100K. I only had 1 hour a week when I started. I built up to having 1 hour coaching, 1 hour a day. And 5 years later, I'm still coaching about 1 hour a day. So I think your life is giving you signals that you should not be working in the evening, right? We should not we're not leaving medicine to get burned out in coaching. So I think your schedule is a real advantage. Like I said in the beginning, that you should be working on how can we get this done with coaching 1 hour a day? How can we reprioritize move around our schedule to reflect our priorities. So in the evening, be done with coaching and work in the evening. Yes, you only need 1 hour a week to get started. We can help you find that 1 hour a week. It's definitely possible. You do have to have, I think on your own is tough. I think what the difference between when I look at the physician coaches who are struggling and not, the physician coaches who are struggling are going for the freebies, the discounts, the Canva graphics, the free PDF, right? They're going for busy work over what I teach is I want you to sign high ticket clients. I want you to focus on that. And high ticket clients don't want to see you doing a lot of stuff on social media or free graphics. They want to see that you have an exclusive service and that you know what you're doing. And so that's why the webinar playbook that I shared, the Spark framework, the sales call code, it gives you confidence to go into a room, display your expertise that speaks the language that your high ticket clients expect. Okay, so your other stuff is telehealth only, weight loss, and hormones. I mean, I do telehealth only. Yeah. So I think what we're seeing here is you have a lot of skills and weight loss and hormones. I mean, I don't think there's anything hotter out there than that right now. If I could pick a niche, if I could, I can't coach on that because I have not figured that piece out. But I mean, there is nothing hotter than that. You should definitely be making 100K a year with physician coaching with your experience of being a doctor and that particular niche. If you're not making 100K a year with that, there's some messaging that's off, or your offer is structured incorrectly. So I think the work there is the 100K sales curriculum is so good. Is like, let's shape your offer to be positioned as a high ticket client, to be positioned for our 100K a year. The physician that I told you about that within 3 months left urgent care, she's in weight loss and hormones. So absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I think your schedule is going to save you from doing business wrong. You should not be working in the evenings on your coaching business. You should be with your family in the evenings. Okay. On the website about CME, on the website, there is an icon that says we partner. I don't forget the exact language, but that we partner with this group about CME, and there's a link to go and find all the information about the CME. This group that we work with, we can. They want to have all the questions about how the CME works. So the only reason why I can partner with them is I promised I would put their logo there and that you would direct all the questions about how the CME works would be directed to them. And their reasoning behind that is they changed their always up leveling and having more features. Now they move their CME so that it's on the phone. So when you're on a plane and you're thinking, oh, I learned this thing on this podcast, you can be getting CME while you're on the plane. They don't want the physicians who are running coaching practices to be talking about the CME. They want us to be talking about our coaching program and direct CME credits to them, CME questions to them. I'll say we've been working with them for 4 years now. No complaints. Many of our clients use it. So we're able to put on there's also a templated form you can download to send to your business manager where I believe it talks about so you can adapt the language if you want to use your CME funds, for example. And we work with our clients on the specific language your business manager or chair might need. But I would definitely take a look at that link on the sales page, and you can send them an email right now. I want to know all your details, and they will probably answer you by the time the Zoom room closes. So, okay, let's see. What if you already aren't practicing in person? Where do you find clients? So yeah, that question is almost the wrong question. I love that you're asking this, but the webinar was about how do you create on-demand clients? That means having your best clients find you. I think what I see a lot of clinicians, how do I find them? How do I get them? Clients, high ticket clients don't want to be got. They don't want to be hunted down. They don't want to be sold to. They want to see incredible value by an exclusive coach who knows what she's doing. So that's what we do inside the program is we find a way for you to be communicating your life-changing offer to the world so they find you. You don't have to go get them. You're going to open up your DM. You're going to be, this one wants to sell skull. This one wants to join. This one wants to join. that is how we teach our clients how to grow. You didn't get this far in medicine by selling. I do not recommend physician coaches be selling out there to get clients. The process that we teach is create exceptional value that has your best clients finding you. And the examples that I gave you was how I started my podcast, how I signed a hospital contract, how I forgot her specialty. I think she was family practice, how a family practice person became the go-to referral for menopause patients with weight loss. So the whole webinar is about being able to replace your clinical salary by selling like a doctor, in demand energy, high ticket buyers who buy on the spot, by creating this Spark framework of creating content that converts, by the webinar that gives them so much value that you become the expert and the offer becomes the next most obvious next step. So that is what I would recommend is, and some of the messaging pieces too. I want to say like how you do that. I've given you a lot of examples, but you want to check in with what feels great for you. So some people who love podcasts, they're going to want to build a podcast and that'll be how they communicate their messaging out there. Other people are really good at video. So they're going to want to be on Instagram and they're going to share their message that way. Other people prefer newsletters or trainings or in-person events. So we kind of work with you. And we have one client who doesn't like any of that. She doesn't want her picture on anything. She doesn't want anyone knowing her business. And I totally get that. I respect that. And you can grow a six-figure coaching company profitably. That will be a different path. So it might look like setting yourself up as a referral for your friends, your physician friends to refer clients to you. For the example I used was menopausal patients who want a better sex life and to lose weight, or signing hospital contracts. Coaching is hot. 5 years ago, everyone's like, what is coaching? Coaching is now hot in all the spaces. Hospitals want it because they know it works. But there are very few active physicians who have exceptional elite coaching skills. So I'm thinking about one client who was applying, the government was offering, is looking out for physician coaches, hundreds of applications, right? Hundreds of people want to swap in their FTE for time coaching. She got it because she has a badge and advanced certification. Her title is, I'm an advanced expert certified trauma-informed physician coach. She's like one of 10 people in the whole world, one of less than that. She separated herself out from everyone else because she has the credentials that separated her. So those what I have for you. Oh, this is a good, Jenny. Is your program specifically to coach? I'm so glad you said this. I meant to clarify this at some point. So Jen, I'm glad you're asking. So physician coaching, what I mean by that is we teach physicians how to coach. You may choose to coach other physicians. You may choose to open up your pool. So I would say, or as I coach women physicians exclusively, many of my clients have a far broader audience. They're coaching any woman, any menopausal woman who wants to lose weight, for example. So you get to choose. The certification is how do we customize, how do we teach physicians to create their next 100K faster with physician coaching using skills you already have. So that when you use skills you already have, you really don't need more than 1 hour a week to get started. You really don't need more than 1 hour a day to replace your clinical salary when you're using skills you already have. What is the focus in the coaching that you teach? I'm not really sure what that question is. The focus of the coaching that I teach. So in this physician coaching space, everything is through the lens of trauma-informed techniques. These are techniques that have been that are mainstay and foundational elements of therapy, of cognitive-based therapy, the therapy world. All of this is very sort of like vaccines in medicine. All is very foundational. So everything, business building, coaching is all based on trauma-informed techniques. And then beyond that, people interpret it based on what they want. So some people are going to become, they are physician leadership coaches, executive coaches. Some people are coaching people outside of medicine on parenting or relationship. So you get to, what I think of it is like, this is the filter you look at life through. You won't ever look at it the same. Once you learn trauma-informed techniques, I mean, it really is very eye-opening. So you get to bend it depending on your interests and preferences. I'm just kind of guessing what I'm seeing here. I'm not quite sure if that's the question, but A lot of people will ask is, well, what is that thing for me? What is my thing? And I have a few recommendations for this. I do this with my clients. We would do this on the call, but to get you started is think about your 5 hero success stories, like 5 moments in your life where life might have been very painful. And then overnight, you became a different person. Like it was just rapid evolution. Your niche will probably be one of those 5 stories. Why that's important is because your story establishes you as the expert. So, if one of your hero stories is you recovered from burnout and then you retired from medicine, and now you are able to replace your clinical salary with telemedicine in your coaching practice, so you're able to be there in the evenings for your child, for example, that's a huge story. People are going to die to know it. It's so fascinating. It's so important. So, your one of your 5 stories, it's already your niche is already inside you. What I teach is your niche is there. We just have to like help you connect with it. Other prompts you can use is, what are people always reaching out to you for? If they're always asking you about relationship advice, your relationship coach. They're always asking you about career advice, your career coach. Like, what does the world see you as an expert in? If you followed me from the beginning, I was like a general life coach for everybody. Even artists. I did have an artist in my program, and I thought I was a coach for everyone. But when I realized, and when I asked myself that question, what does the world see me as an expert in? 100% of the time, it's around careers. It's for sure around physician careers. And when I looked back at my original podcast, like I had 130 episodes of my original podcast, it was pretty much about all the terrible bosses I've worked for and all the ways I out negotiated them and figured it out and made the job work, even though it was insufferable conditions. I was like, oh, I'm not a coach for everyone. I am most certainly a career coach. And so this physician coaching program, I think, is an extension of that, is giving physicians another choice for their careers, to make your physician career a choice, not a trap. Did that help, Jenny? Okay, so another question is about Dr. Troutman, who left urgent care to be full time in her micro practice. So she joined not wanting to be a coach at all. I don't even know if she considers herself a coach today, although she's an exceptional coach. But she left to be in her micro practice. So if you all the world, you wouldn't think she's a coach. And I think when I've looked at her website, she doesn't say she's a coach at all. She really is leading with her medical expertise of helping menopausal women lose weight, get their sex life back, get sleep, and all the rest. So isn't that interesting? This program is not just for physicians who want to coach other physicians. This program is how to teach a physician to make multiple career options, to create multiple options for herself. So it's a very interesting story. But Jenny, what I would do is come back to what is here for me? What feels like, what would be an amazing for me in 12 months? Okay, here's where life is here. You might be in the middle of your before and after story. Remember, I said pick out one of your 5 hero stories. You might be in the middle of one, which is a beautiful place to be. Where do you want to be next? It might look different than what I've presented here. Leave room for that. If you're not sure, I definitely can help you on this. This is what we do in the program, is build up people's messaging, offers, and how they communicate that with the world. But always start with, what do I want? I'm just saying that because I noticed another questions are, what does she do? What does he do? What do they do? All of that, very important. Don't lose sight of what you want. And the reason why I say this is because it can be very easy in medicine to learn we don't really have an opinion. We have to defer all our decisions to the higher levels and leave medicine, and also feel like we have to defer to higher levels and do what everyone else is doing. We did not leave medicine to go through all that same process in coaching. The way coaching will be different for you is if you stay very anchored into what is your unique success formula, what uniquely lights you up, what could you talk about forever and feel so excited about. These are the inroads to your successful coaching business. And of course, we do this inside the program, but yes. Someone said, I don't know if I want to do this full time right now, but I love the idea of self-growth and helping people to see if that adds to my joy and fulfillment. Okay, anonymous attendee, listen here. That is reason enough to join. So one, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but one of the quotes that went up is a client who said, this program solved what 30 years of therapy and 4 therapists could not solve. And I know she's talking about one call, like one 5-minute exchange just unlocked everything. You won't get this anywhere else. Trauma-informed physician coach skills will change your life. They will change your children's lives. I have one client who said that her daughter came is the best because none of this is natural. What you're going to learn in trauma-informed techniques, it really isn't intuitive, but but it feels so amazing. You will take to it very quickly. She said that her daughter was very upset one day. She used some of these trauma informed tools like emotional processing on her daughter, and her daughter loved it. And her daughter's like 5. Her daughter was like able to process the emotion, go from being very upset to very grounded. Her daughter's whole life will be different because she knows when she's upset, she doesn't have to go eat her feelings or hide in the car or scream at her brother. Like she knows how to comfort herself. Her whole life will be different because of it. So, yes, if the self growth element speaks to you, I would say follow that. You will be a different person in 12 months in the very best ways because this will unlock. And I would say if I could bring on the other clients, they would say the same thing that this is different than anything else that's out there. It's a very curious observation I've had is that I have one of our clients has been with me OG for 5 years in other containers, and she came into this container. And she was like, I just want to spend more time with you. I want to have more access to more tools. I want to be able to coach myself between sessions. Right? And her evolution, it blew my mind. Because it's one thing for me to coach you on a one-on-one session. It's another thing for you to learn these skills so you coach yourself outside of our sessions. It means your growth is exponential. When you're not waiting for me, you're able to coach yourself your whole life. It's like an exponential growth. So if that's speaking to you, oh my gosh, you're going to have so much fun. You are going to have so much fun. Yeah. And leave room for, okay, maybe it's not full time now. And maybe it is in 6 months. And maybe it is in 12 months. Remember how I opened this up in Anonymous Attendee? The ability to have options changes everything. You will move differently. You will walk differently. Your boss will treat you differently. When you know that you can pivot your career, you can change, pivot, and make some adjustments to your career, and you don't lose any income, you have options. Your whole life changes that moment because then you're like, let me focus on the parts of the job I love. There's so much of here I love. That might be enough to change your whole job for you. If you're like, there's parts of this job I love, I don't want to leave. How amazing is that realization? And now we can just work on the parts that you don't, either moving out of them or negotiating out of them or making them easier or replacing them because you can leave medicine without or decrease your FTE without decreasing your income. Okay. How does it sound? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Mary asked, what does a hospital contract look like? So most most hospitals don't have contracts. So you get to make it up as you go, which is the best ever. Imagine writing a contract from a blank page. That's what I did. So what I teach my clients is that when you're coming to a hospital contract is to think like the CEO. And that's going to be, and it's very similar to the coach your chair method. You're going to start with $1 million need. You're going to get them to the table by getting their buy-in, by telling them how much money they're going to save. You're going to talk to them about why this is going to save them millions in recruitment and avoiding patient mistakes and decreasing burnout and physician suicide. All of that gets them to the table. And then you propose what you want to propose. This is the important point. This is where I teach my physician coaches to be leaders of their own career. You don't want to just put everything out there in the world to offer them. You want to offer them what you want to do, what's exciting for you. So this is where oftentimes where I see physician coaches go wrong is they'll say, well, I'll build a library and I'll do one-on-one coaching and I'll do a small group and a large group and blah, 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 blah. And now they're burned out in coaching. No. Don't offer them everything because they will say yes to everything. Instead, you are going to offer them what you want to give them. So I suggest starting with 1 hour of group coaching a month. Record it as you go. That becomes your library. It takes very little time and you can build out a whole library. In a year, you're going to have 12 different recordings in there. You can bring in guest coaches to do that once a month. Now you have 24 recordings in there and you had 0 extra minutes in there. So your hospital contract, I want you to think about is what sort of like I gave to Jenny, what would you love to offer? What would you be delighted, you be excited to wake up? That's what you offer. You don't offer anything extra. And then you just get it in writing. It depends. So, well, do you coach groups or individuals? It depends. It depends on what you want. If you love coaching private clients, then that would be what you would offer, right? So it comes back to what do you love doing? What I did is I offered group because I was like, because remember, I want to replace my doctor's salary in 1 hour a day. So my thought was, okay, I'm going to coach at the hospital. I want to have a one-to-many model. I want to have an impact on hundreds of people. So I offered to do 1 hour of coaching a month to get started. I think that one of the biggest, I'm really glad you asked me this. One of the biggest things I have to work with my clients on is because medicine teaches you time is money, you only get more money through more time and sacrifice. It's very easy for a physician to go into coaching and be like, I got to offer all these things. I got to put all these one-on-ones. I got to offer all this time. And then they're burnt out in coaching. In coaching, your income is unlimited to hours. What they're focusing, your CRO is focusing on is what is the impact? What is a result? What's the ROI? That's what they want. So don't worry about offering them 10,000 million one-on-one hours of your schedule, which you don't want to do. Instead, focus on what is the results they want. And we can help you with that. And you'll see on the website when you download our form, we have a form that has a lot of PubMed ideas. Like that's the idea we're going with. We are going to convince them with science. And then we're going to offer our group coaching program that we're very excited about. And then we're going to give them results. What do you think, Mary? Did I answer your question? A little more to it. So another thing I recommend, and we will build this together, is I recommend, I think there's an email I sent out about this. When you think like a CEO, CEOs think in quarters. I'll just give you a little more. CEOs are not, they don't want to hear these physicians are going to feel better in 90 days. That's a straight up no. But if you tell them we're going to save the hospital $2.5 million by having the notes closed 10 minutes faster, which will cost here are the PubMed IDs. In 90 days, we're going to check back in with you. We're going to show you the results of this coaching program. Now you've got their attention. So we want to figure out, and each hospital is a little bit different, but they're all basically concerned with how do we save money? How do we prevent mistakes? How do we retain talent? How do we reduce conflict in the HR? They're all concerned about the same thing. So we would build out your offer based on your interest levels, and we would position it. The positioning is so important to be laced in science and results. I think that's a mistake actually see physician coaches make across the board. If you look on LinkedIn, so how many coaches are promising you're going to feel better. You're going to feel more whole. I love that. But you know how, but that's not something that people are going to buy. We really want to shift to focus on results, something that will give them results within 30 days. It gives them hope and possibility for better. Because I don't know about you, but when I was in the worst of my burnout, someone told me you're going to stay in your same crappy job with your same terrible boss, but you'll feel better because you'll switch around your thoughts. I don't want to stay in that crappy job. I don't want to stay with that terrible boss. I want an exit plan. I want an option. I want a choice to leave and be treated like a human being without my bonus, my job, and my office constantly threatened. That's what I want. That's what we work on here. And that's what I suggest my physician coaches do is build out tangible results that people will pay for, not emotions. Give away all your how and your free stuff. Let people trust you. Let them build results with you. Their thought will be, if this is what I get for free, imagine what I'm going to get in the program. Oh, Sadia, I have a great answer for you. These are fantastic questions. By the way, I plan to just stay here until all the questions are answered. So feel free to put them in here. If you're at all unsure about I have a question, you can book a private sales call. We'll hold the 48-hour bonus. You can write in the Q&A. Ashley can give you these links as well. Okay. So Sadia says, what about for people who don't have results or case studies yet? Girl, not true, not true. Thank you for asking this because I got distracted when I answered another question. If you don't have clients yet, it's not a problem. It's not the same thing as telling yourself you don't have results. You absolutely have results. So remember when I said your niche will be one of your 5 hero success stories? Your success story establishes you as the expert. You had a process to do this thing, that becomes your curriculum. No one will ever question you if you're like, I did this thing. They can't question your experience. So it establishes you as an expert and it gives you very unique intellectual property. So, for example, and this is so interesting, in our body of ourselves, Sadia, we're like, that wasn't that interesting. That wasn't that helpful. So I had to do this for myself this round too. I was like, I retired at 40. The whole story that you guys have heard 1,000 times, I retired at 45. This is pay cut to stay. I make more than a doctor coaching 1 hour a day. That to me didn't sound interesting because that's what I've done the whole 5 years. It's like snooze fest. But when I tested that messaging, and 150,000 people were like, what? And stopped on my ad, stopped on my messaging. And then 1,200 people signed up in the last 30 days to come to this webinar. I was like, oh, my boring story is really fascinating for somebody else. I think our container helps you find what is that fascinating story. I promise you have at least 5 of them, and you have a process to get to all of them. Your before after journey is the results you can talk about. Yes, Sadia, I promise you. And it was why I love working with women physicians, because for you to become a woman physician, you had to go through at least 5 horrible things, right? Residency, medical school, residency, fellowship, my first job, my second. I mean, that's 5 horrible hero stories just from training. So I promise you, your life is full of outstanding results. People would pay $100,000 for. You just need some help putting the messaging together. And we can do that here on this call. We can do that in the program. What do you think, Sadia? What do you think? You definitely have results. What is a typical time frame contract for your clients to sign to see results? So this depends on you. We go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. We really like to tailor everything to you. What I have done to really help is, I know I've been in some programs, and there's nothing wrong with this. So this is not shade to anybody, where they drip content. I'm actually in a certification right now that drips out content. So every month I get 1 new lesson. Oh my gosh, I hate that, because I don't have time to wait a year to get everything I need for that result. I just, that is not, it's a program that's not run by women physicians. I'm sorry, but I just need to have some lipstick. I know my women physicians are busy. I don't want anything that I'm doing to hold you back. I want everything I'm doing to speed you up. So the moment you join, you get access to everything, and you go as fast or slow as you want. So like we said, we had one person who left her urgent care within 3 months of joining. She just needed a messaging tweak. I would say of all of our clients, I did it. I made 100K my first year, and I wound up leaving medicine, I think year 3. Well, I didn't need to leave in a rush because my job was so amazing. I fixed my job. I coached my tyrannical boss into a great job. Why would I ever leave that? Right. So I would say I would say 100% of our clients have 100% of the results, but their results, their goals are different. So some of them don't want to coach at all. All of our clients are going to get results their first 30 days. We make sure of that. On the first call, we're going to decide your goal and your unique success positioning on the very first call. Our second call is the intensive, where I'm going to teach you everything you need to know in one call, so you never have to look at the library again. And if you can't make it, listen to it at 2.0x, and under an hour on your commute, you can have everything you need to know done. So we have positioned it. You have access to everything, and we go as fast or slow as you need to. Okay, can you describe the Karen asked, can you describe the curriculum? I can. Okay, so Karen, the curriculum is, I try to keep it very constrained, because listen, the last thing a physician woman needs is 20,000 modules to watch. I like you to have the minimum basics on curriculum so you can get out there and get your results. You're not going to make money by watching modules. They're there, but they're constrained. And we revamp the curriculum every round. So if you're entering round 6, this is our foundation curriculum. And it is 8 modules. So we go into the curriculum is how the foundation course is, how do you become a trauma-informed coach, in 8 modules? How do you become, like, in some way, I have had my clients say, better than therapy, without doing a PhD or graduate work or going back. It really is these modules. Hopefully, let me write a note, because this is one of the things I want to say. So the curriculum, the 8 modules, you start off with polyvagal theory, and that's widely known in the therapy community. It's like saying vegetables for us. The Zone of Genius method of conversational coaching, that is unique to our program. We teach how to be an elite coach with conversational based coaching versus you're not thinking about rubrics and complicated steps and what do I think next. It's really based on how physicians talk to clients, patients. So it feels very natural. How to recognize trauma responses and facilitate repair. The model of master coach training. Internal family systems is another tool that's borrowed from the therapy world, and it can help you connect with clients in a way that they are naturally talking to you. And so they're saying, well, part of me gets it, but a part of me doesn't. When you know internal family systems, you know the language that they're already speaking. It can help walk through incredible breakthrough because you're creating the breakthrough. Intuitive coaching and business building. So this is where instead of doing what we saw here or what Mary said or what Karen said or an example of what a coach did, we use your intuition to become your co-coach, to become your creative director, to become your CFO. We use your intuition to help you create a business that's profitable, make your next 100K faster, but also is designed for your life. So notice already in the Q&As, there's been questions about what sounded like coaches trying to create a business in conflict with their values. Don't coach in the evenings if you have a 6-year-old who needs you in the evenings. Like, let's build the business that works around you, not the business that you're seeing role modeled for you, or not offering to your hospital what you don't want to offer them. So using your intuition to customize your next steps in business. Good answers that drive near 100% close call rate. So signing high ticket clients, the fastest way to get to 100K is knowing how to sign a high ticket client. 1 hour of call, they sign up with you for a year for $20,000. That is a great ROI there, right? 1 hour and $20,000. But most physician coaches are not doing this because they have bad answers on the coaching call. So we go through a process of what are the good answers? What are the ethical yeses, ethical nos? How can you hear your client? Because you know how to read trauma responses and you know how to lead repair, you know how to listen at a level your client's never been heard from before. You're able to coach them in a way they've never been coached before. You're able to show up in marketing in a way they've never seen a physician coach show up before. And when you separate yourself out from the crowd of physician coaches, you become the obvious choice. And then I have a process. This last module we just added I called it how to sign a high ticket forever client, someone who stays with you forever and re-signs and shows all their friends. Most of my clients have been with me for the whole time. The OGs, they go back 5 years. Why? Is because the coaching session feels new every time. I'm always keeping it new, bringing in new tools and techniques, and I share that with you all through the coaching experience. So that's a foundation course. It's heavily focused on coaching. And then we have a whole curriculum built out on how to actually, we know how to coach. Now, how do we make money? How do we sign high ticket clients? And that goes to the granular details of your niche, your positioning, your messaging, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to communicate your offer, the sales calls, the lead magnets, the webinars, the playbook. So we describe that there. On our weekly, we meet 3 times a month. That's where you'll see, we'll start every call with a market trend where you're going to learn something new every group call. We do not repeat content. Every call is different. Every call is unique. On the call, if you don't have clients, we have what's called case studies, or I call them choose your adventure coaching, which they really, really like. We do group coaching on the call, so you can see you can get the experience you're looking for in a safe container. Work out all the kinks of your coaching and marketing in a safe container. So you're not practicing on your real paying clients. You're going to them with everything worked out. So whether you have clients or not, you are going to leave with confidence in any coaching situation. A lot of our clients also, they pair up and peer coach each other. And they are really good friends. One of them was like, this program brought me my best friends. And they're on a thread, they're texting, their vacations together. You get is all the coaching support you need in this container. The best part about it is when you leave, you don't leave your friends, your best friends forever. So you can still go on your yearly trip to the Caribbean together, right? These are best friends forever. So that's what our curriculum looks like. How does it compare to other coaching certifications? I love that question. We are the only trauma-informed physician coach space. It's just for women physicians. We're the only place, if you search who's going to help me retire in 12 months, we're the only program that does that. We're the only program that teach you how to coach at an elite level and business build at an elite level. So I don't think there's anything else like it. And let me know, Karen, if you have more questions. Okay. Can I join it if I'm a physician associate? So this, I will, yes, I'm going to end. She said, please answer this live. Yes, I will answer it live. At this point, we're exclusive for physician women. So we wouldn't be, you're here, amazing. Take everything for you. Like, this is the blueprint. I didn't hold anything back. This is the blueprint. So you have it all. We are exclusive to women physicians, and it's for a couple of reasons. This is an exclusive for physician women experience, and it's for a couple of reasons. It's partly because protecting the safety of this group is my ultimate. I'm on a mission. If you weren't here at the beginning, I said I'm on a mission to retire as many women physicians from medicine as possible, as fast as possible. That's my job. That's what I sleep. I sleep and dream about this. I think about it. It's my mission, and I can do it really well because I've done it and I've helped clients do it. Will it work for a nurse or a PA? Or maybe, but I don't know. I can't promise that because I'm not that. And that's not my story. So you will be better served by a nurse practitioner, or I'm sorry, if you're a PA, I think you said you will be better served by a PA who has done this walk themselves, built $1 million company, can teach you how. It will be your fastest way. It's in your best interest. And then I have to protect the space of our clients who are women physicians, who sometimes the thing they bring to session is an interaction they have with their PA or a nurse, and it gets really uncomfortable right? And we want you to be safe. We want them to be safe. So for the integrity of the room, it is just for women physicians at this time. Check back with me in a year. Maybe we'll change our mind. But we did at one time, I'll tell you, we did at one time have an open group, and we had a couple of brilliant coaches, amazing people. I love them. What happened is I noticed that the women physicians, even though these were brilliant people, it didn't work. It wasn't a great experience for anyone. Or I think it could have been better. And so since that first round, we've only had women physicians in the room, and it's really been life-changing because I think everyone feels safe. So it's for your interest and it's for theirs. And yes. Okay, do you have a cap for coaches who are entering? So we have 7, I think we have 7 coaches in there right now already, have already signed up, plus whoever comes in over the next 7 days. My philosophy around this, and I might change this in the future, I have had it capped. In the past, I would cap it at 3 to 5 people, and we were always, whatever the cap was, we always filled at. Or one year we doubled, and so we just made 2 groups. But I would say I capped at the beginning, and since then, or this round, I'm not capping. And here's why. We've done this 5 times now. The curriculum is so good. I've seen people get the same results, whether they're on the call or not. So I have no doubt that this program works for any woman physician. And I'm not capping this round, at least not at this point. Now, on Friday, I might be like, this is too many. And then I'll cancel all the sales calls and we'll close up and I'll give you a wait list to Friday. So I might not, like, we'll see how it comes. But in this moment, my thought is whoever signs up, it's perfect for. Because we've never had an instance where there were too many people. When you have, and this is what I teach my physician coaches, when you have a strong curriculum, a strong structure, and you can get people results fast, it's not a function of how many people are in the room. It's a function of how strong is your program. You are joining at the right time. You're joining at the exact right time because we worked at all the kinks. We are on round 6 and it is good. Life is good. I'm not great at marketing. You are amazing. I have some mindset blocks we'll be working on. Of course. Okay, listen. The whole point. Okay, I love that you said this, anonymous entity. I want to say to the whole room. If you are not good at marketing, that's the whole point to join, because we're going to make you an incredible marketer. I love it. It's my, I literally, oh my gosh, I actually dream about my clients' businesses, which is one of the reasons why I only open once a year is because once the people come in, I go into their business deep and I just turn it up. Like we just turn it up. We make sure their marketing's crisp, their webinars make sense, their emails make sense, their positioning makes sense, that they're excellent coaches. And that's why I don't like people coming in every 3 months new. No, no, no. You come in once and we make sure everyone crosses the finish line together. So yeah, I had this, I get a lot of dreams about my clients, like really amazing, brilliant dollar, $1 million ideas. And I love just reaching out to saying, hey, try this position instead of that. Twist this road instead of that. Next time, do a social media, do a green screen with a blah, 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 blah. So I think that's the value of just opening once a year is that we really get a chance to know each other very granularly and work through all your marketing kinks. And I want to say, most physicians are not good at marketing, right? And who teaches that in med school? Nobody. And so that's why a lot of what we do here is, I mean, I don't think you have to be a world expert at marketing. I like to teach sell like a doctor. Create on demand, on the spot, high ticket buyers. Call in people with in demand energy. So I think that it makes sense you're not great at marketing. It's not done in med school. And I want you to consider what if you don't have to change everything to build 100K physician coaching practice? What if you can just go off your natural strengths? If you want to sell like I sell, like if you were like, but I want to do webinars, but I want to be able to put an email sequence together. I love these emails. I will teach you that. There's no that the curriculum is the behind the scenes of how I'm doing this. So we definitely can get you there. I love your awareness is already next level. You're already like, it's the mindset blocks. By the way, it usually is, right? We just work through those mindset blocks. So the one of our clients, she came in and she was under earning in her practice for sure. And we kind of got to it was kind of similar to you. Like she couldn't market strongly when she was holding so much back. And so what we would found is she had the story, money had to be hard. Money doesn't grow on trees. Anybody, any kid from the 70s heard that from your parents? Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard. It's hard to get. It goes away easily. And then you add into medicine where your chair is trying to fire you every other year, right? It can feel a lot of danger around money. And so we rewrote her money story. Trauma informed coaching lets you identify these traumatic kind of wounds, these kind of painful thoughts that wind up invisibly guiding our life. And we can spot them for you because that's what I'm trained to do. Trauma informed expert coach, I can spot them a mile away and we help you rewrite a new story. So I remember being at Niagara Falls. That's where we had our training. And the girls, the women and I were all around. And she found this core memory the moment she picked up the thought, money is going to be hard. And she carried it with her whole life. That's the power like that. Just we create memories in our childhood that determine the trajectory of our life. And we don't even realize it because it goes into our default setting. We found that memory. We were able to honor it and then replace it with actually the truth is money's kind of easy. People want to pay to lose weight, to feel good in their bodies, to feel like menopause didn't take away their sex life, their body, their mind, give them all these hot flashes. Like people want to pay for life-changing results. Once she had this new money story, she said, I didn't want to be a seeker anymore. I just, everywhere I go, I tell people. And she's tripled her income that way. The blocks that you have is the reason to join so that we can release them from you. You don't have to carry around these blocks anymore. Okay. Ezra. Ooh, this is a good question. By the way, anonymous attendee, what do you think about that? If you're still here. Okay, Ezra, or feel free to write back if you want to. Ezra has a really spicy question, and I love it. Ezra said, what makes people successful versus unsuccessful? Oh, that's so interesting. So I will say, I've thought about this. 100% of our clients get results. There's just no two ways about it, but they have different goals. So I wouldn't call this a failure or success. I would say 100% of our clients get the exact result they came for. And that's why we start on the very first call, February 5th. We are going to decide what is your goal. So we're laser focused on it from the beginning. And every month we're going to keep checking back in with that goal. We're going to move you to it. And we don't, and once you have that goal, then we create another goal. So we want to figure out what it is that you want, Ezra. That becomes our goal. That becomes our lamppost. And we build the curriculum out around you. We position. It was so interesting. The 100K curriculum that my clients are obsessed with, they love. They're like, Christina, this is worth a whole 10K all by itself. This curriculum is really good. I created that because one of my clients was like, I want a step-by-step guide of how a doctor makes six figures. I have no idea where to start. Right. So I just went through the exact process I did, what I've seen work. Actually, I didn't go through the exact process I did because I went the circuitous route. So I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I went through, if I could do it over again, how would I do it? She built that curriculum that now everyone benefits from. So I would say, what makes people successful in this field versus unsuccessful? All of them are successful. And I think the reason why is because the curriculum is strong and because people do not get lost here. So that 365 miracle method, let's say you join today and you join the miracle method. Tonight you're going to hear from me and the other cohorts. You can't get lost if you are in daily communication with us. I don't think there's anyone who's failed. I would say they just have different goals. So that's my answer to that. What do you think? Manisha, great masterclass. Okay, Manisha is joining. Hello, hello. Welcome. I plan to enroll. Very good. So those of you who enroll are going to get the 12K bonus bundle. There's just no two ways about it. It's going to be amazing. Manisha is getting it. So if you enroll on the program, you are getting it. So her question is, I market to a different audience that I want to market to and sign. I currently market to a different audience that I want to market. That's so curious. I guess I would ask, why are you marketing to people you don't want to market to and sign? Where did that come from? And I love that you're sensing the difference. You're like, I'm marketing to these people, but I feel a growth coming. I think leaning into your calling is fantastic. Everything you learn to market to this current group, I mean, you will take the skills with you and we'll reposition it for the new group. Do I need to already be marketing to doctors? No, you don't. I thank you so much, Misha, for saying that. I wanted to say to everyone, physician coach training is to help physicians become coaches. You do not have to work with physician coaches. You don't have to work with physician clients. Half of my clients do, half of them do not. So it has nothing to do with who your audience is. It's everything to do with who you are. Physician coach training is we are coaching. We're teaching you. We're giving you another career, and everything you've used up to this point, Manisha, everything you've used up to this point is helpful. We're just going to up level it and position it for the people you do want to work with. And I don't think it's a problem to switch audiences. So I told you at the beginning, I was like artists and the lawyers, and I did. I work with all of them, and I work with men, and I quickly realized, like, ooh, it's so much better. Like, I just quickly realized my ideal person for me, not for everybody, for me is I love helping women physicians. I'm obsessed with it. In fact, they are the leaders of their families, their hospitals, their communities. Like, who is running the neighborhood? Like, who is keeping these kids in school and helping keep the neighborhood safe? It's the women physicians. So I love working with women physicians. So my audience has also changed. And I've noticed that as my positioning has gotten sharper, my income and impact has risen quite a bit. So I want that for you too. Always, always okay to reposition. What if I want to use a one-on-one private call for something other than leaving? Oh, I love it. Okay, for everyone, Manisha's question's amazing. And I'm going to answer this on multiple levels. Manisha, we will use it however you want to. So if you want to use it to reposition to your new marketing, you want to do an audit of what you've done before and kind of figure out how can we make things better this time, how to make your next 100K faster with your new audience. What is the messaging? What is your webinar, your email sequence? You want me to look at something? We will use it however you want to. That's the secret. The process I teach for bonuses, buy now bonuses, is you want to brand your bonus and position it to overcome obstacles. So we don't notice, if you look at a lot of physician coaches, their bonus is a one-on-one. Nobody wants a one-on-one today. They want an escape plan for medicine. They want to know how to make their next 100K faster. They want strategic actions that will lead to a result. So that's the behind the scenes of the escape plan for those of you, but it's true. Some of you are already out of medicine, or you never want to leave. We will make that one-on-one call whatever you need most in the moment. Does that make sense? Okay. Another question is, can I decide about certification later? Could I just join the group and then change? That would be a tough thing that would be a tough. I would have to say it's probably going to be a no. And here's why. The certification process, they have monthly, we do monthly support together. So they have monthly deadlines. They're going to be submitting their coaching pieces, their writing pieces, their project pieces. And so you really do have to know at the very beginning what your outcome is so that we can support you towards that outcome. For example, I mean, you really don't want to, at 6 months into the program, be like, I want to certify. So you've missed the 6 months of private mentorship with me, with private coaching. It's not in your best interest. So I would suggest, and I think the other advantage for you is we like our clients to have a clear idea of what they want at the beginning. So you use all your space to make decisive actions, go towards the strategic benefits of building your next 100K. If the whole time you're like, but will I certify or will I not? But now you have just diminished your return on investment here because you're going to be thinking about this or that. The best thing I could say is make your decision upfront, go all in. Of course, if you're like, I really want to do the group this year, and maybe I'll certify next year. Of course, we have people who will sometimes do that. There's no problem with that. I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I've been doing this is we're starting our sixth round. I'm not going anywhere. So we can, I think I would just kind of question what's in the way of making a decision now, like what is in the way, and put that in the Q&A box if you want, and we can kind of look at that together. The group might be the best choice for you. We want to get out of the will I won't I we want to just like move forward towards results. And so even if you choose the group, just make that decision and feel really good about it. Don't think about it again and just go get all of your results. Yeah, that's what I would do. What do we think, anonymous attendee? So yes, you could change your mind. It would be at the next year. It would be 12 months, the next time it opens in 12 months, which is fine. I just think if you think you want certification, why wait 12 months for it? Like if this is the fastest way to be able to get your next 100K faster, why wait 12 months for it? It's very interesting. I'll say this. I'm going to guess, don't take any of this personally, but what my experience with medicine is that we are taught like, oh my gosh, there's not enough money for everyone. There's not enough resources. Call stinks. Our offices looks like glorified closets. Like we just really get beat down that the world has limited resources. Always taught that. Especially as a trainee, right? Where there's a hierarchy. You can sit in these seats. You can't sit in this seats. You can go eat here. It's ridiculous that what we've been through to get to this point. So it's kind of what I see is sometimes when we're kind of beat down in medicine, there's not enough. We leave medicine in our mindset. Okay, what is the cheapest option? What is the fastest way? Maybe I could DIY. Maybe just let me try this on my own first. Let me download these slides and I'll do it on my own first. All of that just kind of extends the struggle. So if your thought is, I want to be certified, maybe in 12 months, I'll change my mind. And my suggestion is get certified, get your money back, and move forward to your results as quickly as possible. Don't delay the result you want. By focusing on the price, you might be doing that. What is the container that gets you where you want fastest? That's what I think. That is what I would advise. That is correct. The advanced certification is the only option that has a certificate, a badge, credentials, and private coaching. It's an upgrade. You don't have to do it. If you want to take the foundational offer that's $5,000, you absolutely can. The only way to get certified, a badge or certificate, credentials, and private coaching and private mentorship is with the advanced certification. Mm. Yeah. So my biggest question is, do I have time to do the program? I'm working full time with two kids and I'm waffling on whether I want to coach or not. Okay. So those are two separate questions, anonymous attendee. I would separate those out. Whether you want to coach or not is a little bit irrelevant for this piece. I think the question you want to ask is of all the problems going on in my life, does this feel like it will solve some of them? One of the first things I told you about, you may not have heard it, so I want to make sure everyone in the replay hears it. And what's in the curriculum right now, the Start Here module is a 3-minute, here's the introduction of what you need to, where everything is. Then there's a 5-minute, how to clear off your schedule. It's my process of getting back 20 hours a week. I helped someone yesterday, a senior leader at Academic Center, clear off 5 hours off her calendar that she told herself she had to do. 5 hours over 70, that's 35 hours potentially. Your busy schedule, I think, is a reason to be here just for let's clear off the nonsense from your calendar. And I want to say nonsense mean not to not undermine you, but just like there's so much unpaid labor women are asked to do. I will say this, don't tell anybody this, but I am in a certification program and they asked me to coach for free. I was like, wait a minute, I just paid $20,000. I don't want to work for free. But the sentiment that women should be working for free is so pervasive in our society. And I think it's what causes so much bloat on our schedule. So when you come in with fresh eyes, we look at your schedule and we start erasing things off there. You don't even have to wait for me. As soon as you enroll, there's a 5-minute module. It takes you through my boop, 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 3-step process, how to clear up your schedule. Of course, I can do it with you on your one-on-one call or the group call. But I want to remind you, when I started, I had 2 little kids, physician, married to a physician who's bonkers busy, 2 dogs, full time in medicine, leadership titles, running. I was writing in between 8 books, 100 papers, traveling around the world. Life was crazy. Life was totally crazy. I only had 1 week to start. It's all I needed to retire from medicine. So my thought is you shouldn't need more than 1 hour a week to get started. But if finding 1 hour is hard, you may want to join us to clean up your schedule. Like, let us help you say no to these things. Let us help you take that off your schedule. Let us help you get your physician job done faster so you can start opening your schedule. Because really, if you can't find an hour, that feels very suffocating. And I know I was there too. Let's fix that first. That's why that's in the Start Here module. Fix your schedule first. 1 hour a week is all you need. You don't even need to know if you want to coach or not. That's not that is, I think, is a second question. You will, I think, when your schedule is suffocating you, of course, you cannot know if you want to coach or not. There's no way to know when you're barely like surviving your schedule. So I say, come in, let's clean up your schedule. I promise you, you will know if you want to coach or not. Having the option to replace your clinical salary is a great option to have. You don't have to do it. And half of the people in our program, at least this cohort, never want to coach. They are here because they want leadership skills. They want to clean up their schedule. They want to parent better. They want to save their marriage. Like they are coming in because they want trauma informed coaching skills for their life so that they can stay in medicine for the next 20 years. So they're not always squirreled off to the basement office with no windows and the worst schedule. Reason enough to join, I think. What do you think? And I think the other thing for you, anonymous attendee, is on the first call, we're going to decide together. I'm not going to tell you, we're going to decide together what would be the biggest win for you, how to get there, customized success roadmap for you on the very first call. And then we work on that the whole year. And our second call is I'm going to go over everything you need to know. So we have this big, beautiful curriculum that people love. And also some people won't have time for that. But what we will have time is I'll cover it all in one call. So you start with the same knowledge everybody else has. You've heard it in one session. You never have to look at the curriculum ever again. Let us support you to making your life have a little more breathing room. That's my thought. Okay. What else? Cheatham, I may have to write you that math I can't do. My brain is like hemorrhaging on like, what does that mean? But that the idea being like, what could I would say this is so specific to you, Cheatham. Let me send you a separate email. But yes, you're in the group now. You definitely could move into the advanced certification. What we would just do is add 12 months to when your group ends. So you came in April, it would be over in April. We would add 12 months to April, and we would just start you with this group of certification. So you will start off with this group and their milestones. That's what I would do. Okay, what's the somatic experience in advanced certification? Okay. The group could potentially do this too. It's a requirement of advanced certification. And I'll tell you, this was an experiment I put in there. And when I interviewed everyone at the end of their certification, they were like, the somatic experiences were amazing. The group can too, but I'll tell you, here's why you want to do advanced certification. If it's not required, you won't do it. You just won't. You just won't. We're too busy. But because it's required for certification, people did it and they were like, this has changed my life. I'm going to do this forever. What is somatic experience? This is somatic is referring to body healing. Trauma informed coaching is healing at the level of the body. And when you do, it releases a lot of painful thinking. I'm going to talk coach speak for a little bit. Our trauma, if you may have heard of the book, The Body Keeps a Score, our traumas, our painful moments from the past, they get locked into our brain and they also get locked into our body. And when we can be more connected to our body, we can start releasing some of these traumas and painful stories. Like I give you the example with a client who released her money story. She had that story in her brain, but she also had it in her body. And we were such an incredible release. Like 5 minutes of coaching, she released like 40 years of thinking money was scary stories. And then she went on to triple her income. So being connected with the body is really, really important. And most physician women are not. And it's not because we're, and I want to say it, it's because learning how to disconnect from our body has been our coping mechanism. What we have been through has, for most people, is so unbelievably challenging, wrong, abusive, like the thing that's just normal for med school and training, that we learn to disconnect from our body because it's just too painful. It's too painful to be there. And trauma informed physician coaching is getting that connected again, being connected to our intuition again, learning how to heal from the bottom up, from the top down. It's the kind of, when you heal at that level, you could really heal a painful experience that happened 40 years ago in 5 minutes. Or you could go to coaching for 30 years and still hold it. I mean, that was my experience. I've been in therapy for 30 years and still had all of these really alive experiences to my life. Or I went to coaching and was able to release that with a trauma-informed coach in one session. So somatic experience is, how do you connect with the rest of your body? What does it look like? You get to choose. So somatic experience is what people have, they've done all sorts of things: massages, hypnosis, energy clearing, Reiki, hot yoga, having a spa day, going on a walk. The somatic experiences are designed to be between you and someone else who's leading you through an experience. So you don't lead yourself. You are connecting with your body and you're letting somebody else guide you, and you get to decide. And some things people love, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing hot yoga forever. And some people are like, I left that yoga studio after 10 minutes. Right? But it's the idea is, could you connect with your body? Could you start being more comfortable in your body? Because if you can, you'll release all of these like marketing blocks and selling blocks, and you'll be able to offer these breakthroughs to your clients. When your client comes to you upset because she was just fired, you won't fall apart and think, oh my God, what is happening? You're going to be like, I know exactly how to help her. I know how to get her in her body and help heal her and make a plan forward, because I have done this myself with somatic experiences. It's profound. You can definitely do it in the group, but I promise you, you won't. None of the certification requires it of you, so you get it done that way. Okay, does that answer your question, anonymous attendee? What else? What else do you have? I have a lot of questions here, which I love. I'm going to answer all of them. Of course, if you have to leave. You can watch the replay later. Everyone who joins will get an escape plan for medicine call, or use it however you want to. 365 Miracle Method. As soon as you join, it's on your onboarding email. So you could be in there like now. It's so much fun. You're going to love it. Okay, so that is that. What else? When you say your offer, does it mean it's best to create your own program with modules? As example, the physician that coached on weight loss and hormones to make the 100K, should she develop a repeatable program? I love that you asked this, Penny. Penny, listen to me. One of the number one mistakes I see with physician coaches is they go off and they create lots of modules. And then they try to sell them because they're thinking, oh, just like this will sell passively in the background. And I'll just charge it at $99 for this offer. Surely it'll bring me a lot of interest. And then they get devastated when that doesn't sell. It's just because, and it's nothing wrong. I'm sure it's amazing content. But again, you are being led by someone who coaches 1 hour a day. We are not going to go build out a bunch of modules and then hope they sell. Instead, what I recommend people doing is get coaching. Go out there and do the activities that create income. Sign a high ticket client, sign groups of high ticket clients. As you go, you will build out your curriculum. So the example that I gave earlier about how to do a hospital contract was what I recommend to people is I'm going to do 1 hour group coaching a month. It's all you need in order to save millions at this hospital in terms of retention of amazing staff, recruitment. We're going to recruit the top people and we're going to be able to keep them, make fewer mistakes, less burnout, less turnover. I'm going to save you millions of dollars. All I need is 1 hour a month to establish a group coaching program. I put that recording, I recorded the session, the 1 hour a month, and I put it in a library. At the end of the year, we have a library of 12 modules. I brought in a guest speaker every month that I got my chair to pay for, give her an honorarium. Now we have 24 modules. So the idea being where my thought is always, how can we get the biggest result for people with the least amount of time for me and for them? Because I'm telling you, you do not want to watch 24,000 modules. You want to watch 8, which is in our foundation curriculum. Watch it today. Start watching today on 2.x. This time next week, you have everything you need to be a trauma-informed physician coach. And then you're going to come to our group calls where we're going to start executing on. We're going to start sculpting your unique coaching style that's very different than everyone else's. It's the point. We want you to stand out from the crowd. We want them to say, who's the only coach who teaches doctors how to make medicine optional in 12 months, right? Like when you have that kind of positioning, you stand out from everyone. So do not create your modules now. Join the curriculum. Let's position get your offer, your niche together. Once you start coaching, then you'll start creating curriculum, record that. That will be your program. When you are building a curriculum like this, when you're building it from clients who've gotten results, what happens is your future clients get even better results. So while I spent 3 years working my way out of medicine, and it wasn't because it was slow, I could have left sooner. I just loved my job because I figured out the processes. Now I could teach Case. She left in 3 months. I left in 3 years. She left in 3 months. And now we're doing it in faster and faster and faster intervals. So several people who've already put on the Q&A box, they've already left medicine. I just want to know, they've already done the thing that took me 3 years. Incredible. Now we just get to build on that. Yes, do not create modules. Do not. And to your questions like that, what you're referring to is she created so she's an advanced certification. Her project was to create modules. Before she even sat down to create modules, she had doubled her patient population and left urgent care because we tweaked that one messaging that made her messaging just totally irresistible. So that's my suggestion. Biggest impact for as little time as possible. And, repeatable course. I mean, my thought about it is, okay, that's another interesting thing, Penny, is I don't think there's anything wrong with physicians who are making courses up front, but my guess is they won't sell because people in 2026 don't want modules, right? None of you are here because I have 8 modules. You are all here because you like the promise of making 100K as a physician coach, making medicine optional. That's what people want. They want a big promise and they want someone who has done it and who has a process to getting there. They don't care anything about modules. The other thing another thing that helps my clients is sometimes they'll say, but is it enough? It's not enough. Is it enough time? Is it enough features? All of that is coming from medicine that's tied. Something is good if it's very hard and there's a lot of sacrifice. That doesn't work in coaching. Coaching, people do not want a very hard, long process. This is actually a huge thing I see when coaches first come in. They will say on there, this is hard. Are you really serious? Do you really want to? I've seen so many sales pages are, this is hard. If you're not committed, don't come to me. That's what they tell their clients. And it's just the medicine that's told us the good things are hard. So of course they lead with things are hard, but it's not how things are purchased in 2026. People don't want hard. For example, person needs a root canal. We can do it 10 minutes at a time for 3 years, or we can have it all done in 15 minutes. What do you want? Clients want the result fast. They don't want lots of modules. So don't waste any time in modules. Come in, get your offer structure, get your branding, get your positioning, go sell a high ticket client. We will build out the modules as we go. Okay. Yes. Somebody else asked about also about the modules. Okay. Yes. So this person wants to know a little bit about what would her process be like. In the webinar, I told you guys have 3 dream results and how to get them. this is what I suggest. This is what I did today. So I don't even have to suggest. This is what I did is my big promise is how to make your 100K faster as a vision coach. That promise I'm solid on because I did that. I've helped my clients do that. So I feel very solid on that's my promise. I've done it. Remember, your promise is going to be one of your hero stories. We're not going to invent something that would be unethical. We're going to use something you've already done, which means you're an expert at it and you have a process. So my process of getting here, of making 100K first year, is I first fixed my physician job by coaching my chair. Then I signed my first high ticket client. Then I converted groups of high ticket clients. That's what I taught you today. That's my process. So for you, I was talking with someone the other day who lost 100 pounds. What? 100 pounds. How did you do it? I did this, I did this, I did this. That's your process. Now that's what you can build a webinar on. You don't need any more than that to talk with people. Now, the people who join you, you'll observe them, you'll build tools for them on the spot. I do this all the time for my clients. I love fixing their messaging. I just love it. My husband says I'm a very judgy person. I just get a sense of what's going to work and what's not going to work. And so you'll have your overall, let's see, your overall 3 things you talk about on social media, your 3 dream results, your 3 how on your webinar, social media, email, podcast. When people come in, you're going to study them and you're going to say, oh, there's a gap here. She needs a 100K curriculum. She wants a step-by-step process to make 100K in the next 12 months. I can build that for her. I know exactly how to do it. And that's how you evolve. You evolve based on results you and your clients get. You evolve based on the needs of your clients. It is the most efficient way to grow, and it doesn't require a lot of time. That 100K curriculum, I think I recorded over a day. It doesn't take a lot of time when you're focused on results that you've actually already created, because now you're just reporting the news. You're not inventing as you go. What do you think, Penny? Does that answer your question? Okay, Erica, what are 2 or 3 most common niches for a Christian hospitalist or faith-based niche okay to use? I do not love this question, Erica, because I don't know where it's coming from. Let me help you there. I promise, stay with me. Is we don't want to be common. So we don't want to think about what's okay to use. We want to think about what is your unique take of your experience. Who are the people you love to talk about? What's the topic that lights you up? What's the topic that you could talk about every day for the rest of your life? You would never get tired of it. For me, that's bad bosses. I'm really good at talking about bad bosses. I've had so many I could talk about that forever. So notice the business building, like why it worked so fast for me is I kept coming back to what do I love? What am I uniquely skilled at? What did I do that's pretty radical? What are my clients able to, what are people coming to me for? And what are the results they're getting? Go there. We don't want to, we never, all of my clients are very unique in their positioning on purpose. That's the way to separate yourselves out for them. So it's not about what's okay to use or not. It's about what is the area that really lights you up and let's build a promise around that. And if you look around, I mean, I find this fascinating is that when I look at $1 million coaches out there, there's one I follow who's really good at email. There's another one I follow who's really good at Facebook ads. Another one I follow is really good at Airtable. Like, what? $1 million? The point of that is good messaging, positioning, and branding. You can make $1 million coaching business out of any of them. But you have to start with what is something that you love. Don't try to do the reverse engineering of that because what it will do is just recreate your experience in medicine in your coaching business. So Christian hospitalist or faith-based niche, amazing. Yes, there are very few. You would be in a wide open ocean, a blue ocean. I don't know many physicians who are faith-based Christian hospitalists, which is amazing. It means you will be the expert very quickly, right? And so I think that's a beautiful niche. What you would want to do is tie that to some kind of 100K promise, is what I kind of introduced in the 100K playbook. And this is what I introduced. This is what I also like overarching in building a coaching program is your background will be your faith. To make it a profitable coaching company, we need to also tie it to some kind of higher 100K purpose. So, what is a result that your faith helps you achieve? What is the result of that? What's something tangible? So it wouldn't be where I see a lot of physician coaches will be, they'll think about, oh, I'll be more relaxed, I'll be more calm, I'll be more clear. No, 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 no. None of those invisible results. I know they'll get them from working with you because amazing. It's assumed you're an amazing coach. But for people to pay, they need to see something higher than that. Generally, if you think about what most people will talk about is niches that are based in health, wealth, or relationships are going to be essential and those tend to do well. I think it's more complex than that though, because again, someone on Airtable had $130,000 lunch. Someone on email is making $1 million a year. Someone who helps people save money in small business is making over $100 million a year, making over $1 million a year. How does that work? Well, they can tie it through messaging and positioning to health, wealth, or relationships. For example, that using faith-based approaches to advance in your medical career. Use your faith-based approach to become a leader if you want to go with money, to create your six-figure raise through leadership, through service, through purpose, through your assignment. You can blend in the faith with the actual result they want to have, for example. So that's just an example. What do you think about that, Erica? Leslie says, I want to present my high value cash pay services within my practice. This sounds like a great program for this, right? Yes, yes, Leslie, yes. That is one of the options so there's lots of ways to do this. I presented signing high ticket clients, corporate contracts, bringing in a paid service to an existing practice. There are infinite number of options, and that's the point. We want you to not feel trapped by medicine. We want you to feel like you have options, that you have ways to grow. And so which way to go? My thought is always, this is where the trauma-informed lens comes in. It's really going to be like, what feels easy, light, exciting, and fun? That's your secret. Do that. Of course, you could do it any way possible, but just because you saw somebody else do it this way, it may not be for you. So the trauma-informed piece becomes really critical here in business building as well as coaching, is to figure out, okay, what is your unique way? I'll tell you, me and all of my clients, every single one of us has done it differently. That means it's working. We want to find your way. We don't want to find you to be a copycat of someone else. It won't feel good. It'll feel like work. Who needs work? We do not need more work. Oh, yes. Okay. So Leslie asked, you're going to coach us. You're going to teach us how to coach. Does that mean coaching my existing clients about my existing services? So what I'll say is, when you learn this skill, especially with how we teach it, where we have live interactive case studies on our group coaching, you're going to see me coach you. You'll be coaching others. There's so much coaching. You are going to feel, this is one of my clients said, it's just how I think now. I review these 12-month private mentorships. I review their documents, and it's fascinating to see at the beginning. It's like, I did it wrong. I'm behind. I can't believe. And at the end, there's so much sitting in the seat of, sorry, questions are populating. It's kind of distracting me. Hold on. Let me move that out of the way. I think where I was. Oh, how slowly it transformed, or not how slowly, how quickly it transforms, it becomes your default thinking. And so by the end, you'll see them, I'm a better doctor now. This boss I hated, I now get along with. I figured out how to get along with my teenager who used to not talk to me anymore. This person, my family was estranged. We now have a great relationship. So it really does change fundamentally how you view and interact with the world in the best possible way. Yes, your current clients will benefit. So you'll see in Case's story, I think she said it's on the video testimony that's on the sales page. She said, I joined just because I wanted these skills for me. I didn't plan on being a coach. I didn't plan on doing anything else except for healing myself. And then, but what she brought in was a lot of thought or concerns about the business part of her client base, or growing or patient progress. And so when we were able to help her, she had a whole new look at her patients. Her patients got better results because she had these coaching tools. And she says on her video, you might have heard it on my podcast, she says, I became a better doctor once I had these skills. I wasn't fighting with patients. I wasn't getting frustrated with them. I was seeing and hearing them in a way I'd never heard them before. They got better results. They stayed with me. They bought up all my offers. They referred all their friends and family, right? It's the best way to grow. Yes, there are no, and I think Natalie and Laura both said there's no part of my life that got better. Once I learned these skills, I just saw everything differently. My kids, my relationship with my kids, my husband, my in laws, all of it changed. Yes, 100% your patients will benefit. And you can offer a paid service to them, 100% you can. Or you can become a referral network for others, or you can sign clients out. I mean, there's just every yes to all of it. We will help you build it for sure. Okay. All right. We're almost done with coaching. So if anyone, we're almost done. I'm almost done with the questions. So feel free if you have anything else to put them in there. How's the 12-month private mentorship project different than the 12-month Voxer? Oh, they're so different. They're so different. Thank you for asking that. So the 12-month private mentorship, those of you who go to advanced certification, you are going to get a workbook that walks you through all the resources and support. All the I hate to say deadlines, because here's the thing: 100% of the people who join us get certified. 100% of the people call it a life-changing experience. We're going to take really good care of you, but we also have milestones in there, so we make sure that this is not another course that sits on the shelf collecting dust on your credit card. We are here actively moving you forward. So the private mentorship, we have this workbook, and we're going to design a project together. I'm going to be there to help you co-create. What is this project? So some people have done TEDx talks, book out their one-on-ones, sell out their group, sign hospital contracts. Everyone has a different project. No two have ever been alike. We figure out what that project is, and we make milestones, and we move towards those milestones. And every month we're checking in with, how did this month go? Where do you need support? Where were the obstacles this month? How can we solve for them for next month? So it's the idea being, you leave with a fully built out project that you have just assets all around you. So it's an active process that you and I are doing between you and I. It's not open to the public. It's our way to create these 100K assets. Okay. How is Voxer different? Voxer is totally different. You can think about this. The 12-month private coaching on Voxer is, you can use that however you most need help. So the mentorship is really about your project. Voxer is about everything. So you may come on to me in Voxer, here's where my project is, we'll talk about that. Or here's what my husband said, let me talk about that. Or here's what my mother-in-law said to me, we'll talk about that. So Voxer is private coaching through the week on anything. The private mentorship is a very focused project, a very focused intentional experience that's all relating around a project. And the idea being is, I want everyone to leave that certification not with a badge, a certificate, credentials, but also with assets. Month one, we are building assets. We want you to have on repeat this process of creating. What do you think? All right, Carrie, this is my last question. So if you have anything else, drop it in right now. I'm a retired physician and pediatrician. I love that, Carrie, so much. Stayed home and raised 4 kids. Amazing. That is not easy to do and so important. Husband is a physician. We have moved to a new community, so I do not have contacts here or know the hospitals. I sense that you encourage using contacts you have. Oh, no, not necessarily. So no, I didn't. I really didn't. I was like I took both ways. I'm going to say it both ways. You don't have to know people. I don't teach going to the people you know, for the most part. So I would never say hit up. I know a lot of business coaches are like, write all your friends, ask your in-laws if they know anyone. No, thank you. Remember, the Sell Like a Doctor method is an elite exclusive experience where you create value and they find you. So I personally did not, except for talking to my hospital and going through that channel, I was like, please, if someone came on my list for my university, I took them off my list. Like, I do not want to work with people. I don't, I want to keep this very separate. Is how I started. So I don't think that's a disadvantage that you're in a new place. I think it could be an advantage. I mean, I just think it works either way because the world has limitless connections, right? I don't know where you're from, Carrie, but I am in Denver, Colorado, and we found our way here because you saw something of value that had something interesting and you came here. It's the same thing for your clients. They don't care where you live. They want to know that you have something of value that you can share with them, that you help them feel better about themselves, that you are an example of something that's possible for them too. And what you shared here is full of fascinating, amazing, brilliant results. So, for example, being retired as a pediatrician, you know how I read as many intake forms as I can of people who are like, I'm in pediatrics, I want to retire yesterday. That you've been able to, huge hero story. People want to know how. That you were able to raise 4 kids, that's a whole nother niche. Supporting a husband and transitions and moves, like you've already listed 4 really amazing potentials, and we haven't even really talked to extent. So I would just say being in a new place is not a disadvantage. It absolutely can work because the world is very connected. All right, Ashley, is there anything else? Did I get all the questions? Those are such good questions.
Yes, those are all of the questions. We don't have any more.
Okay, amazing. All right, everybody, I'm going to just close us out. So those of you who are on the replay and didn't get this in time, I'm so sorry, but you still get eligible for a 48-hour only bonus through Friday, January 23rd, 2 p.m. Eastern time. You have Voxer coaching with me for a week. That is, we are going to, I'm going to be your coach for a week. You are going to say me, Christina, what's going on? I'm going to be sort of on call for you. I'm going to write you as soon as I can, Voxer you back, and we are going to solve problems together all week. It's like 6 months ahead of time with this. Everyone who joins get an escape plan for Medicine 101 call. If you're already escaped, amazing. I love how many people have already escaped. So we'll use this call in some other way, either to build out an offer, to review what you have, make something new. You will definitely love this call. And then the 365 Miracle Method, as soon as you join, you get an email today. You can be on it today. I will talk to you tonight. 360, it's daily connection to me in the group every day of the year. Miracles, celebration. There is no better time to join than right now. If you're like, I really like this, but I have a question, you can book an Is This For Me private sales call here. I will not pressure you. I'm not that kind of person. I sell like a doctor. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm going to walk you through what it might look like. And at the end of the call, if you're like, this is not for me, I'm going to say, I love you so much. If you ever change your mind, I'm here. I will not pressure you for sure. And we will hold your 48-hour bonus. I think that's it, everybody. So good to see you all. I hope you really enjoyed this session. Make medicine option in 12 months. You definitely can make 100K with physician coaching in the next year. You only need 1 hour a week to get started. How do I know? That's how I did it. I cannot wait to see you all on the inside. Bye, everybody.